Ladies and gents,
Live in the UK, we don't have to pay.
welcome to Dungeon Select.
We're gonna get them.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
We made it.
Hello.
Where
Did
the
we?
Wait, hold on a minute. Why is the scene not working? What is
Are you
happening
full
here?
screen?
Yeah, everything. Oh, I see what's going on. It's
Chrome.
capturing my Chrome. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on while we fix this real quick.
Have you swapped around the order of your monitors recently?
Negatory.
We gonna go.
But
down
I guess I'll just quickly fix this. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Oopity boopity boop.
If only you had studio mode.
I did, but I just didn't think it would be wrong. Because why would it be?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like why
You would
would it be? You
expect.
know. I mean, it's no biggie. It's no biggie. It's no biggie. Shatter, thanks for the 4 months, bro. Appreciate it. Gypsy, thanks for the 13 months. Like it's saying, it's super dumb because it's saying when I open the source properties, it's like, yeah, we're capturing Discord. Well, clearly you're not.
Clearly.
You fucking prick.
We're gonna get them.
Will we know?
Oh,
You just aren't. You fucking Vega.
you frickin' fricks.
Literally.
When will you learn?
Did you guys see that kid showing his like college class his old videos?
They did, yes.
What?
Sammy Sonic fan, or whatever his name is,
Uh huh.
has obviously grown up now.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
he's
yeah.
in like a college class. I think it was college or like high school senior or whatever. And he was like showing
It's in college
his-
because
his old
he-
videos.
he is born in the same year as I am.
That's
He
wild,
is.
actually.
That's crazy.
He literally is like, he's born like October of the same year that I
Have
am.
you ever seen him and Koiva
So-
in the same room?
So Belle, you are younger than like Sonic likes.
All right, almost almost done, boys.
Reactions have consequences.
I feel like that's the go-to spiritual quote for every DM ever.
Wait, where the fuck is my background?
Ah!
Where the fuck is my background?
God.
Dutch
This
is
is
currently
going
in the
wonderfully.
void.
I mean,
Dutch is literally in the fucking void. It's great.
yeah, it's great. I mean, I could keep this on, but no.
Just
Let me
change
just
your background
quickly.
randomly to just be like random shit.
Can we make a really long GIF?
Can we put it
That
as
looks
two
like a really
Ronald
fancy-
McDonald's either side of you, just peeking over your shoulder?
Why?
Is that a fat joke, bro?
Duke looks so mad.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
No,
is.
I
What are you
just-
gonna fucking do about it, huh? You little.
I want to have a really nice GIF animation behind Dutch that, you know, is really background suspenseful, and then at some point when he doesn't realize, just for like 3 seconds, it swaps to something horrific.
It just
Like
stop.
what?
No, it just swaps to like one of our faces randomly.
a
just like-
picture of Daddy Koiba's nips, bro.
You should put a scene source and just make it so that it's all of us behind you
Just like
captured a second time. You know what I mean? Like you just capture the scene and then put
Alright.
that behind you.
There we go. Hey, what's up, QB? Good to see ya. It's been a while. QB Gaiman with that TwitchCon Amsterdam badge, bro. This Aussie motherfucker really going to TwitchCon Amsterdam. What a land. What an absolute land.
Twitch can't entertain.
I think it's all right. I think everything works now. I think we're good. How we doing, guys?
Hi.
How's your weeks been, boys and girls?
Yes.
it's been good.
It's been a week.
It's
Okay.
definitely
It's
been
been
a
one.
week.
It's been a week.
definitely
Time
been
has
a week.
passed.
It's definitely been a week. We'll put it that way.
All right. Before we start, any announcements? Anything anyone got going on?
Just a apology that obviously I have very little voice today, so
Trim
Sorry,
now,
I've had to
chain smoke
turn-
cigarettes.
I've had to turn my mic sensitivity down because I'm literally so quiet. My mic couldn't pick me up at my normal level that it's set at. So you might also hear more background noise from me today. But I'm gonna try not to talk too much. But thankfully, Trim has a reason to be a bit like pouty right now anyway, and not talking as much, so it works.
That's what you think.
well,
Stream
yeah.
is brought to you by Marlboro cigarettes.
Other cigarette brands are available.
Yeah, I guess
Is this
that'll
where we
be
have to actually look
today's
at Laura's-
sponsor.
Is
Yeah,
this
this
where
is
we have to
not-
look at
This
Laura's
is not
count?
a character choice. This is a Laura problem today, basically. Is what I'm just putting it out there.
Very nice indeed.
You're gonna have to pay attention to Laura because anyone asks her anything, it's gonna be a nod or a shake of the head.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else got any announcements? Anything they got going on they would want to announce?
Yeah, kinda.
What?
The new Beat Settle song just came out. It's a banger. Check it out. Produced by me, Smile. And obviously Pass the Salt. It was on Friday. We had Laura on the show.
We did.
We talked about incest porn.
We did. We really
And-
unironically did.
Music school. So, you know, it was a good one.
What are you doing, Step?
It'll be on YouTube on Tuesday.
Yeah, it really, like, the conversation really went there without like it just
I
happened.
know how it started with talking about children's cartoons, and that was the same.
Segways are weird.
Yeah.
On the subject of what you let your children watch.
Any stepbrothers? No, I think it was because
It was a
We were
kid
talking
show.
about
We were
kid
talking about
shows.
kids
Yeah,
We were talking
with
about
Step
Life of
Family,
Derek,
and
when
there
it
was
the
like
kid
sexual
show that
tension.
heavily
Yeah,
hinted at
yeah.
incest, and we were like,
Wild. Anyway,
So yeah, check out Pass the
that
Salt.
and
It'll
more
be
Pass the
uploaded
Salt
on
podcast.
YouTube on Tuesday, and obviously slowly it's coming to SoundCloud.
it's in the works.
So.
It's in the works. Shit, man. That's salt, huh? Do I have any announcements? Ah, you fucking burned my fucking hand on my gas fucking heater. Ow, it hurts. I don't really have any announcements. I think.
Yo, you fucking not in debt anymore.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
great announcement.
Yeah, true.
You're a fucking
Actually,
boy.
yeah. Shit. Yeah, I announced that like during Past Salt, so I forgot about it. But yeah, nowhere in debt. We did it, guys. GoFundMe closed down. I want to like once again thank everyone who chipped in, whether it's by donating or spreading the word. Just goes to show that.
And anyone who
Stepping
did
over-
gets nudes now. So
Yes. Goes to show that, you know,
Oh,
stepping
fuck
over your
yeah.
pride and asking people for help actually works. So, you're in a similar situation like me, and you're like, I need help, but I don't want to ask for it. Ask for it, because it works for me, and it works for a lot of people, apparently. So, don't be afraid.
Get paid. Sorry.
Don't be afraid, get... okay,
get
bro.
laid, Gatorade,
Gatorade.
Marlboro cigarettes.
Barbara cigarette.
Yes.
Oh no.
Fuck. Anyway, if that is all... actually, before we start,
No.
forgot our most important segment. Duke, any weird dreams lately?
I kind of did have a fucking weird dream, but I don't remember it fully because it was a little while ago now.
Uh-huh.
I believe I was with my gran in the car, and she was just fucking speeding like fuck, and I was genuinely scared for my life. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then I think we were in a police car, but like she was driving, and she's not a policeman. So at some point we ended up in a stolen police car.
Well, of course she's not a policeman. She'd be a policewoman.
A policewoman.
Look, I'm
Anyway,
eating chocolate. I just
we
unmuted
got
to
pulled
make-
over
Fuck off.
by another a police woman, and I think the police woman thought that my gran was a police woman. But then she like hit the gas, and I was gonna get arrested for real, and then I think I woke up. It was really bizarre.
What the fuck?
And then you died.
It was very strange. It was very strange.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Now that we've had that out of the way,
Oh my god. For the green screen,
what?
can we just have Koiba's dad like busting in the room behind you like a still? Like like prop Koiba out and just have like the moment that Koiba's dad is coming in, so he's like behind your chair.
Koiba, on the subject of this, can you get a green screen? You put green screen in your original background and just have it set on a loop so every hour or so your dad busts in the background.
Ah, I just realized what you can do. You can fuck off.
Oh man.
Oh god.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Anyway,
Ah, so boring.
now that we've had all that and more,
Fucking.
last week, the Heroes of Exile went through a trial of various puzzles after finding some sort of tomb slash I guess tomb is accurate. A tomb that was owned and currently inhabited by Sage Millirar, who is the founder of what in the common tongue is known as Treetop City. To those who are Elvish, the city is known as Shilanir, which is Naronk's hometown, a home he lost when he was very young due to some reasons that'll probably come forward during today's session. After a long search, they found it, entered it through this trial of different puzzles. But as they arrived in the city, there is some inner party turmoil going on, mainly between Trim and Ectanus. Naronk clearly had some issues with Aberan for the fact that he kind of just walked away from the party and marched into his death without letting anyone know. There's a lot of things going on between the party right now. And you didn't really have much time in the city before a group of wood elves approached you and started escorting you towards the Sage's Tree, as it's called, where the current sage of the town, the leader, resides, rules from, does his work in. A large tree, completely hollowed out, and on the inside, an office, kind of. I suppose an office is a good way of putting it. So yeah, as you are being guided across a square, you walk past a large wooden statue slash sculpture depicting an elderly wood elf with two bright green gems where his eyes are supposed to be. Lots of elven carvings and runes carved into the robes he seems to be wearing, and a small pedestal set up at the foot of the statue with some sort of pink flowers on it. The guards guide you past this statue into what really looks like just a hollowed out tree, essentially. And as you enter, the guards remain outside. Before they let you enter, one of them asks you, for the purposes of this, I'm gonna have to ask each and every one of you to leave your weapons with us. You'll get them back as you exit the place, but seeing as we are not the biggest town and we don't really get a lot of visitors, I'd appreciate it if you'd hand your weapons over willingly before meeting the sage.
I'll hand my weapons over.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hand over my quarterstaff and my dagger.
Alright.
I'll hand over my weapon.
Okay.
Same.
I'll hand over my weapon as well.
Alright. Alright. Feel free to enter. Take a seat right over there, and he points through the door to like a little corner of the room where there's some seating arranged. And as the last of you enters, they all kind of like guard the door, making sure no one else enters, as this is clearly meant to be more of a private thing. You also notice that in walking past, walking across a couple of squares now before getting there, none of the buildings seem to have any doors, any form of door. It's just openings. There's not really anything separating the inside of the tree from the actual square. People can just kind of like go in and out wherever they please, which shows to you that there's either a lot of trust in this community or they don't really care. It's either or. As you enter, a short wood elven girl not quite woman yet, approaches you. Wearing a long brown robe with the same tree branch depicted on it as the guards were having had on their armor. So, before I guide you to meet the sage, I have some questions. That's all right?
All right.
Is Norok gagged?
He is, if I remember correctly.
That is
Oh,
right.
that's right. No.
Okay, we'll say that the guards, before letting you enter, had removed your gag. I forgot about that little thing.
He like tries to talk and nothing
I forgot about
happens.
that.
Like, oh wait.
Yeah. Okay. So the guards ungag you as you enter. The.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you want to know?
Well, first of all, I'd like to know what your business is here in this city.
Just coming to visit my parents. They're
Your
still here.
Parents.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then Sage will help you out. How did you manage to find us?
We had the compass.
Compass?
I'll pull out the compass.
You mind if I take a quick look? I'll hand it back to you once I'm done.
Sure. I'll
She
hand
takes
over to
the
you.
compass and looks at it, and it just starts spinning. This compass seems broken. It doesn't seem to point north. How did you use this to find us?
Only works for me. Had it specially made.
Right. Magic, I assume?
Yes.
So this compass guided you to a forest, and that's that, or?
Pretty much. Well, to a gravestone.
A gravestone.
Yeah. And then it sent us like this, I don't know, dungeon-esque trials.
And you see visible confusion on her face as you say that. Compass guided you to a gravestone, which then led you to a dungeon-esque thing with...
Yeah, we
It
had
was
like
more-
find
it-
these like
it was-
different colored pearls and
It was more like a grave. It was a resting place.
A resting place of whom?
If I remember correctly, it was a man who founded the city, but I don't know if my memory serves me.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, it's gonna be like in the 30s. I'm saying that right now. Hold on. Oh, I don't have my sheet open. I'm such a fucking noob. Actually, I think it's 29.
You fucking boomer.
But we'll see.
The founder of the city. Millirar, huh?
Yeah, 29.
yes, ma'am.
Well, that is... new. I wasn't made aware that this even existed. I'll have to discuss this with Millerin. Millerin is the current sage of the town. Millerar's son. So, I assume if there is this dungeon of trials that you said there was, he'd be aware. Alright. Feel free to wait here. I'll fetch him, and we'll be able to talk. And she, there's not really like a different room she goes in, but you can see at the back of the room there's a curtain that does provide some form of divide in the room, so that there is a little bit of privacy, at least in one part of this tree building. And she goes through the curtains, and you hear some like muttered. You hear some voices. And eventually, the curtains swing open, and approaching you, you see a rather tall wood elf, same long brown robe as the young girl you were speaking to earlier was wearing. Just a lot more elven runes etched or like stitched on to the robe. The same tree branch across like the chest, from the chest down. Very long pointy brown eyebrows and a very thin like beard, but it's just like one little thin, just like one patch of hair essentially that just goes all the way down. And when you've typically seen elves with a lot of long hair definitely seems to be a characteristic that many elves have. This man doesn't have any. It's all, you can see that he has some hair, but it's like a millimeter long. It's almost like it's just been shaved off entirely. So he's essentially bald with like a millimeter of brown hair kind of like protruding too, almost looking like he's probably ready for his next shave very soon. And he approaches you all. Our assistant informed me that one of you claims to have ties to the city.
That I do.
My assistant also informed me that you found my father's tomb, and with that, the trials that he prepared in case a lost sheep were to want to find his herd again, so to speak. Not many people are aware of this tomb. But if what you say is true, and you are from this city and have ties here, then I suppose it doesn't matter. I apologize for the way you were escorted here. I got told that you were gagged before you were let in. We don't really get visitors that much. We are a very closed community. We the only visitors we get are people that prove themselves through various trials to be able to be allowed to go to the college here. Other than that, not many visitors. But tell me, what is your name? He's looking at you, Narang. It's very clear in this group of people. It's very clear which one should be the one connected to the sound. Narang. When was the last time you've been in this city?
130-ish, 140-ish years ago.
All right. You must have been very young when you got separated.
That I was.
You remember anything about how it happened?
The details are a little hazy, but I remember waking up one day and just Forrest wasn't there anymore.
You recall the names of your parents?
Kaya and Oren.
You see him kind of like squint his eyes. All right. Story adds up. Looks like you are being truthful. What happened to you is unfortunate. When my father founded the city, he was an outcast from his old home. The city was made by him and a handful of other people who were also outcasts. They all wound up in this here forest together. Powerful practices of magic, each and every one of them. They put a protective spell on this forest. This entire forest, every 2 to 3 days or so, transports several miles in a random direction across the Feywild. What I'm assuming what happened is that you happened to be away from your home, be down in the woods themselves, and as you were separated, when the protective spell, the 2 to 3 days were up, and the forest transported itself. You say you woke up and the forest was gone, or were you awake for when it happened?
No, I don't remember being awake for it.
That is tragic. Well, your parents are in charge of the Fletchers here in the city. We run a very tight-knit community. There's some shops, but mainly the general store provides for the town. Fletcher provides for the guards. We don't really trade with any other towns. We have a hunter who provides us with meat and hides to keep us warm if we need them. The way the town works is there's 4 squares. You'll find your parents 2 squares from here. We'll probably be working on various assignments right now. I'll allow you all, given the circumstances, entry to the city. Please keep your weapons sheathed. Like I said, we don't really get many outsiders, and don't want you to provoke guards or scare the children or any of that.
I'll give a meaningful look to Ectonus when he says that.
Anything else you'd wish to know before you sent on your way?
How many people live here, out of curiosity?
Close to 70, 80 people. Not
Seems
many.
to be a very tight-knit community. No doors, no locks.
It is. In essence, if anyone were to steal from someone in this town, they would just be stealing from themselves. Like I said...
And what's to stop the entire thing just transporting onto someone's doorstep? A city?
There's more, I've gave you the gist of the protective spell. Let's just say that is a scenario that is not possible.
Okay.
A little more background information on the town. If you have anything you wish to purchase, there is limited supply in the shops. There's a chapel across from here dedicated to our beloved Wild Mother, and there is like I said, there is a college here, so you'll see some outsiders, but they typically don't leave the campus. It's not a big town. I'm sure you'll find your way.
And it's entirely self-sufficient?
Sure is, yes.
Do you have
Which
any
college
for
resides
money?
here?
One of the very few colleges of the bards. One native to the Feywild. I believe they call it the College of Glamour. One of them resides in this city. Like I said, this is the only... That would be the only time you would accept outsiders, is if they prove themselves to be worthy of going to the college. It's a prestigious college, and besides the Wild Mother, Melil is also a deity we all respect very much. I don't recall exactly when the college started here, but my father, may he rest in peace, claims that Melil came to him in one of his dreams and asked him to start the college here, and soon enough teachers showed up, and here we are, hundreds of years
Can we
later.
hear music?
Make a perception check.
14.
Very faintly in the distance, you might hear something that could resemble music.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. I'll be here pretty much all day if you need anything. Like I said, please don't cause any trouble. And I wish you the best on finding your parents. Can't imagine how hard this must be for you after all these years.
Thank you, I do appreciate it. Guess I'll turn to leave.
You said your father was contacted by Milil himself?
He
In a
claims to
dream?
be.
I assume is your father still does he still walk the mortal plane?
No, because you found his tomb when you entered.
That's
the
your
city.
father.
Yes.
That explains a lot. My condolences, of course, but you know, happens to all of us.
Life is meant to end when in the words of Malil, I suppose, when a song's finished, there's no need to be sad. Just be glad that it happened and be glad that you enjoyed it.
I'm sure Milil wrote him a beautiful cadence to finish his life with. And of course, you following in his footsteps, I'm sure you're making him proud. Thank you very much. And could you direct us to the college as well?
The college, so this square is known as Miliros Square, named after my father, the founder of the city. The next square over will be the one where the college resides. It's called Glamour Square. It's a name most of the students have given it. It's essentially it's a large college campus, and if you cross the campus, you'll be able to get yourself to the next part of town, which would be the square where most of the shops are, including this one's parents, apparently so.
Thank you very much. I believe that's all from me, at least.
All right. He walks up to the guards, and you see him whisper in their ears, and the guards eventually, as you all exit, hand you all of your belongings back. And this small but interesting city is yours to explore.
All right.
Where do the people go to drink?
And also, I want to see if there's anything that might hint at any shops, shops of either rare or expensive or magical things, not just a common
Okay.
general store.
All right.
I guess I'll start leading us towards where he told me my parents' house to be.
Yeah.
I'm getting a hurried step, quick, brisk walk to the college, whichever direction that may be.
There's several signposts set up. That basically the way this town works is it's essentially 4 platforms in the roof of the forest. 4 circular platforms, each with buildings on some buildings on it, some stalls, but mostly surrounded by trees where people actually live in. And it's in a square formation, essentially.
I'll be right back.
Oh, he just spilled his tea all over his fucking shit. Yep, nice, dude, nice. Yeah, so you guys, who's going with who?
Okay, in the wrong.
Jim would probably also go with Naronk, since that's where the man said the shops were located.
Yeah.
Looking for.
Yeah.
I'm also going with Naronk.
Yeah. I'm gonna go where the trim goes. I'm gonna keep an eye on her.
Alright, so you all go to the square where all the shops are. Meanwhile, Gen is off on his own little adventure to visit the College of Glamour. Okay, you follow some directions. You walk past a beautiful chapel, a very well decorated, hollowed out tree with a large statue that you can see by walking past the door. Inside of it, of a tall woman flowers in her hair, wearing a green dress. You see a handful of young-looking elven druids practicing various things you've all seen Trim whip out over the past few adventures. And walking past that, you cross a small little bridge to the next square, and what you see on this square is some very basic shops. You see some hustle and bustle of some of the people in town doing some shopping. And there's some various stalls set up kind of in the middle of the square, almost making it look like a market, but you can see a leather worker working on some form of armor, or something that at least looks like it. You can see a wood elven male currently stringing a bow behind one of the stalls. You also see a taller female wood elf behind a little stall that has a bunch of random paraphernalia, and a very basic tavern as well.
I guess the one that you said, like, random paraphernalia best fits the kind of things I might be looking for, so I guess I head to that. Unless there's anything that looks like a jeweler visible.
You do not see a jeweler.
Okay. Then yeah, the random odds and ends stall.
Okay. So you just walk up.
I'll head over to the Fletchery.
All right. Sounds good. Trim, you walk up to this elven woman, and she, as she sees you approach, kind of squints at you, not in like a wah mad way, but more of in a don't see this often kind of way.
Well, I might not necessarily see over the counter.
She steps from behind the little stall and, kind of out of a reflex, gets on one knee, kind of to get on like more.
As she does that, I just use my levitate ring, so I'm taller than her, and wait for her to stand back up.
All right.
I'm just gonna stand watching this and chuckle.
My. It's not often we have visitors in our quaint little town. What, excuse me if I'm overstepping, but how did you get here? How did you find us?
They're solving some puzzles and just, an old, I guess, like a map that someone left for a friend. It's hard to explain.
Right, I'll not pretend that I find any sense in what you just said, but customer's a customer, I suppose. What is it you need?
I was wondering, see this? And I point to, like, my gem circlet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is just something that I use to help me with my magic and my spell casting. But I was wondering if you had maybe some other similar items, magical focuses, or things that could act as one that are maybe just a bit nicer than this, because this is homemade. No.
Fortunately, I do not. But the only people capable of magic in this town are those at the Bard's College. They might be able to help you if they have a spare.
Oh.
Unfortunately, small little town, mainly self-sufficient. We don't really have many luxury goods, fortunately.
Okay. Well, I thought I'd ask, considering it's a very nice place, and we kind of had to use magical means to get here. So, no harm.
Apparently so.
Any other recommendations for maybe places that might sell jewels or gems, or would that also be the college?
Maybe try the college. You're a religious type?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I'd say I'm more, I guess, just kind of spiritual than religious, but sorry, simple answer, yeah.
Who, you don't mind me asking, which deity do you put your faith in?
Melora.
And you'll find this town has a lot in common with you, as maybe you've already walked past it. There's a chapel dedicated to Melora, the Wild Mother.
Oh,
Perhaps
that
try
way?
and where you came from, actually. Yeah,
Oh,
perhaps
I didn't
maybe
notice.
stop by there. Maybe they'll be able to sort you out. There's a lot
Okay,
of mainly druids there that get taught to use their magic from the chapel, the head of the chapel there. So maybe he'll be able to assist you in any way in case the college fails too.
Okay, that's a very good idea. Thank you. And I'll just unlevitate and back to the ground, and then start heading towards the chapel that she mentioned. And I'm clearly being very like not paying like I'm not looking to see if anyone follows me. I'm not really caring about what the group is doing at this moment. I'm like, I want some space, and I'm just gonna do some stuff.
Given that Abran was keeping an eye on you, Abran, you do see.
Oh yeah,
her.
like if anyone follows me, I'm not gonna be like,
Yeah.
go away. But like, you know.
Abran, you do see Trim after her talk with the lady, kind of walk away into the direction you all came from.
Yeah, even without the conversation, Bran would know where she's probably going. So I'm gonna follow, but I'm gonna leave like a good maybe 2-3 foot.
Okay. All right. Octanus, Nicole, are you going with Naronk towards the Fletcher, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
is there
good with
any
that.
other like stalls that like have any kind of like flower, like any like kind of like florist type sort of?
There's a herbalist. Yeah.
There's like a herbalist. Okay, yeah, I'll kind of keep an eye on when they're on that going, just so I don't lose them in the fucking Feywild. But I would want to check out there.
Okay.
Like a herbalist type person.
All right. At the florist stand, there's this pretty young-looking, closer to boy than man, wood elf. Currently wrapping up a bouquet, setting him in the water. Doesn't really seem to notice you as you approach.
I'll just kind of look at some wares and kind of just see what like flowers he's got and just wait to see if he sees my attention or anything else. I don't want to like make a scene, just very much just looking, see
Okay.
if there's any sort of
Um,
anything like quite colourful. Like, mainly.
a lot of colorful flowers. Yeah. Similar. You saw some pink flowers at that pedestal at the statue. There's a lot of them.
Okay.
And now that you like look around, you see that most of the like trees around you are also decorated with that same flower.
Are they like sakura? Are they like cherry blossom type? Flowers?
No, it's more of like fuck. I have it
Pink
out
rose
somewhere. Not quite a rose. It's like a what's that called? Fucking
Orchid?
hyacinth. Is that the thing? Like pink.
Oh,
Yeah, those ones.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That clearly those pink ones are the most seen in the city. The entire city is decorated with them. But there's some other flowers there as well. Some roses, some tulips, various types of moss and fungi as well. A little tray with a bunch of seeds and things in case you were to want to grow your own flowers. And as you like spend more and more time looking at the wares, eventually the boy looks up and initially kind of sorry, that was quite rude. We sorry about that.
No, it's alright. I'll just admiring your stock.
Yeah, we don't really gotta say, I think this is the first time I've seen a dragon born. Like, that's not depicted in the pictures in the books I've read. So this is exciting, but also a little strange.
I can't give him like trying to be like quite nice, like not aggressive, or just trying to seem like chill about it, but it's definitely still a fucking big angry dragonborn. Just be like little wave, just like hello, trying again smile, but again it's just like.
Right. Were you looking for some flowers, perhaps?
Oh, do you have anything that like survives a long time, like out of water, like so I could like wear, to like remember the Feywild by, anything like just like attached to my necklace?
Yes, perhaps we have some flowers that my mother is the real herbalist among us. I just take over the stand whenever she has something to take care of elsewhere. We have some flowers that have some minor I've been work with products so that they can withstand being without water for a longer time. Like anything in particular you're looking for? Like it's a certain color or?
I mean, like anything like blues or like multicolored would be quite nice. Or...
I can do blue. Hold on. And he kind of like opens a little like compartment in the stand, and you hear him like rifling through it. Right. Okay. So what you do is, and he hands you a little seed. What
Okay.
you do is, when you all go to bed, you keep this seed in like a glass of water, and then when you arise, there should be a fully grown flower where the seed previously was. They tend to go for several months before requiring water, so if you have to water them occasionally, but it won't die if you don't feed it for a couple months at least.
No, that sounds perfect. How much for?
Well, that's also a thing. We don't really. I'm sure you're used to paying with money, right?
Yeah.
Well, seeing as we're kind of a
Dragon blowjob incoming.
self-sufficient town, currency like that isn't really a use to us, as we don't really leave. But if you would have anything interesting you're willing to trade for this, then I'd be glad to.
Anything interesting?
Bit of sloppy toppy.
No, I will
Brothers.
pull. And I'll pull out like some of my like blue sapphires.
Oh, those are pretty stones. Would you be willing to trade?
Yeah, I mean I'll trade a few. I think I've got like 10, so I'll give him 5 of these little like 10 gold sapphires.
He looks at him. Yeah, this will do just fine, and like tells you, keep the seed. Like I said, glass of water, and then overnight, or as far as we get nights here in the Feywild, but that should do the trick.
Cheers, and I'll kind of try and put it somewhere safe. It doesn't like fall to the bottom of the bag. Like I'll try to like a little pocket or something. Just like tuck it somewhere. To
Just shove it up your nose, and just remember to like at the end of the day.
fuck. You probably just swallow it in a teeth gap. No, yeah, I'll just.
Okay.
And then I'll try and find Naronk and Noctanus again. Then.
All right. Naronk, you walk up to the stand with the Fletcher, the man currently fletching his bow, or a bow, not necessarily his bow. And you see in front of you a man, same hair color as yours, longer hair though, like almost up to like his lower back, or down to his lower back, wearing what seems to be some form of brown leather armor, depicting the same tree branch you've seen all around the city, essentially. A very thin mustache, and similar eyes, similar eye color as yours. As you approach, he notices you, puts his bow down. Can I assist you?
Orm?
Yes. With who do I owe the pleasure?
Where's Kaya? She should probably be here for this too.
How do you know my wife?
Your son. Wrong.
You can see him like his jaw drops a little bit. Wait, you're saying you know my son, or?
No, I am your son.
I don't know what I did to deserve being fooled like this, but I don't know who put you up to this, but and you can see that he's starting to get flustered and emotional and angry / sad. my son got lost when he was just a little boy. Who put you up to this?
No one.
And he takes another, like, good look at you. And eventually you see his, like, guard drop a bit. Really, you?
It's me.
He immediately, like, just, like, approaches you and immediately, without giving you a lot of choice, just embraces you.
I'll hug him back.
Oh, my Melora, be praised. Your mother is gonna be ecstatic. What if you, what, and he's just looking for the words to say, but it's really hard for him at this time, and he's trying to ask a million things at once, all while still just holding you very tightly. Right. Okay, first things, we should probably get your mother. You're not mistaken. Thing you should know, though, before we, your mother, as of a few years ago, was fallen ill. The town cleric said a few weeks ago that she may have a couple years left in her, but that's about it. So
What's she falling ill with?
some type of I'm not even sure. The cleric has tried to do, just, a variety of magic, but herbs don't work, spells don't work. She's the downside of living in a town like this, I suppose. She's I don't know. She tried to just focus on the time that I still have with her, and when the time comes that she passes, well, it's life, I'm afraid. It's good that you're here. It's good. It's a miracle you're here and able to meet before she passes, at least.
I think I can fix this.
Don't play with me, boy.
I would never. But I have a favor from Silverface.
Who?
Fuck. It's not a Silverface thing.
Look at your notes, boy.
Forget his his name. The man that rules City of Chaos. Well, it's not really the City of Chaos anymore.
Right. Yeah, I've read about that. Well, follow me. Are these? I'm assuming these are your friends, since they don't look like they're from here.
They are. This is Ectonus and Nicole.
Right. Pleasure to meet you. Feel free to come with me. We'll... And he kind of, like... It's clear that he is confused, sad, happy, all at the same time, and he's really trying to put to words... but it's at this point, he's struggling to form a sentence, essentially. And he just motions you to follow. And he guides you into... this tree behind his little Fletcher stand. He guides you inside, and it's not much. It's divided in two sections. There's an actual staircase that leads up. This bottom floor is more of just like the main area, and then upstairs, he explains, is where their bedroom is. He guides you up there. before we do that, again, at that time, you managed to find you're alone.
Ooh, just me.
Yeah. In a square filled with a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, a lot of instruments played everywhere. Just a quick scan over the square, you spot a good 10 to 15 wood elves from various ages playing instruments, singing songs, dancing together. You see 4 buildings, kind of like attached, like 4 trees attached to this square.
Okay.
And in the middle of the square, a very large statue, painted in a variety of colors, of a high elven figure who you recognize as Malil.
That's Daddy right there. Well, first thing I'd like to do is approach the statue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to inspect it closely. Like, you said it's painted lots of colors. Does it seem like people have sort of made their own creative contributions to this? Is it like...
Yeah, you could say that. It definitely seems that this is not the work of one person. It seems that various people have colored in this statue. You can also tell that some of the coats of paint are a little more fresh than others.
Is there any paint nearby, or is it just like...
There's a couple of jars kind of set up with some brushes, kind of at the foot of the statue.
Is it like head to toe covered? Is there any like bare spots that I might be able to squeeze in a little?
Make a perception check.
7.
At this point, you don't really see any uncovered spots, but you do see some spots where the paint is kind of wearing off, withering away, kind of like, you know, it's painted directly on
it's like
stone.
flaking off.
It's like flaking off. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
What sort of colors are there available to me? Like what you said, there are a couple of jars.
Yeah, there's a red, there's a green, there's a purple, and there's a yellow.
Okay, I'll take a purple.
All right.
Are there brushes, or is it just like...
There's brushes set up, like
Okay.
kind of like next to
I'll
the
take a
jars as
brush
well.
and I'll look. I'll look for a patch of purple that seems to be sort of, you know, flaking off, and I'll paint over it.
Okay. Painting anything in particular, or are you just...
No, I'm just gonna like fill in that space.
Okay.
Refresh the coats of paint that's there. I'll say a quick prayer or whatever to Milil, maybe. Well, I don't know. I suppose, I don't know, hum a tune or something, sing a little song while I paint it, just to kind of... I can't imagine there's any other way to pray to Milil, right? Than
Yeah, pretty much.
in
Yeah.
song. So
As you're doing this, you hear footfalls of someone getting closer to you, and this person just stands next to you. This is good. This I see that you've contributed, but I don't think you're a student here, are you?
Oh, no. Sorry. I hope it's okay, though, that, you know, I added to the statue. Of course, that...
Yes, of course. I
It's-
mean, add beauty, add color to Malil. It's never a bad thing. My name is Zinran, or Headmaster Zinran, I suppose. I am in charge of this here college. Whenever we see people enter the square that aren't here to just pass through, I try to, you know, approach, put a name to the face.
Oh, well, I'm Matthias. Matthias Marnstrom. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, actually. I've heard great things about the College of Glamour, and I was directed here by, I believe it was a sage or a guard, one or the other. I don't quite remember. It's all a bit hazy. You know, my head's been a little all over the place. So it's nice to find some, you know, tranquility, I suppose, among music and artists alike.
Couldn't agree more. And you now take a good look at him, and you can see that this man is wearing these beautiful, very fine, very, very high quality purple robes. His long brown hair, but with some blonde streaks in it. And he seems to have a lyre strapped around his torso. Well, anything in particular you're here for, Matthias Monstrum?
Mostly just to feed my own curiosity, I suppose. I'm from, well, the material plane, I suppose. The not this, you know, not the Feywild.
Yes.
A student of the College of Law. But of
Ah,
course, you know, whisperings and what have it. You know, the way news spreads like it does. Obviously, I've heard of the College of Glamour, and I've been, ever since we came here, I've been eager to at least take a look for myself, maybe learn something new.
well, you seem to have found us, and that's not something that is very easily done. So, looks like Malil guided you in the right direction. Seems that this is meant to be. What do you wish to know? Do you want to give you a quick rundown of what we do here? You maybe want a little tour. What is it? What can I do for you?
A tour would be marvelous. Just sort of see what you do differently here and what you do the same. And
All right. Well, first of all, this of course is the center point of the square, statue of Milil, where typically it's when students are done here at the school. When they graduate, it's kind of a ritual. They give a little paint job to the statue here as a token of, you know, them having been trained in the ways of Malil. Plus, just adds a little bit of color to this overly brown square otherwise. And yeah, well, so over there, and he points to the north. That is the Hall of Instruments. That is the tree. When I say building, I mean tree. It's just really easy to say building instead.
yeah,
That's where the students learn to play music. When they first roll into this college, they have a test period with each instrument until they find one they wish to master, I suppose. And that all happens in that tree. Every music lesson happens in that tree. Then over here to the east is the dormitories. This is where the students live and sleep when they're not, you know, studying. Over here, the building to our south is the Hall of Stories. This is where students learn to write stories, songs, poems, whichever art form it is that entails story writing. That is where they learn it. This is also where they learn and read and get told a variety of tales of Milil himself, to bring them a little closer to our dear beloved deity. And over there to the west is the Hall of Lira. This is where the students learn about the Lady of Joy. This is where students learn to dance and really take all the individual elements that they learn here and form them into one sublime performance, in a way.
marvelous.
But that is typically we don't really. This college here, I don't know. When you went to the College of Law, did you have a strict class schedule or things you had to do? Because over here it's more free form. Essentially, at the end of a semester, each student needs to have spent at least a certain amount of hour in each hall or each topic, I suppose. And as long as they do that at the end, doesn't really matter in what order or when or what or how, as long as they do it, and it's fine. And then at the end of every semester, we give them a little test where they have to perform an original piece, and as long as it pleases us and pleases Malil, they'll be able to flow into the next semester. And that's kind of how school works here.
Out of curiosity, given the nature of this town, of course, I assume, do you have many students come up from the locals, or are they mostly...
Mostly local, but we do have a handful of students from outside of the forest. I've managed to. Our dearly beloved Melil came to the founder of the city in a vision, as it were.
So I heard.
And ever since then, essentially, what happened is that they allowed, as long as the students prove themselves to be here for the College of Glamour, allowed them access to the city, pretty much.
And when one graduates the College of Glamour, what? Of course, you know, to every bard there is a magical nature.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've heard mystical things about the College of Glamour. Do you? What type of magic? How do the students of the College of Glamour use their music? You know, in a magical sense, to influence others or, you know, enthrall audiences.
Well, as he opens his different fucking file where he has it all written down. Essentially, this being a college native to the Feywild, nature tends to play a big part in their performances. Flowers, trees, forests, what have you. Many of these performances have a heavy undertone of nature, and this goes from dancing in a flower field to what have you. One of the things that students learn here is that using their Fey roots to imbue their allies with or friends with certain, you know, bonuses, some extra vigor, some speed. College of Glamour is also known for being a little more seductive than most colleges.
Do go on.
Well, I don't really know what to say. It's known across the realms that bards are very charismatic, of course.
Of course.
But seduction, as we all know, Melil was a pretty cheeky fox. You know, we all know that, and that is something that the College of Glamour takes a little more serious than the other bardic colleges, I suppose.
Powerful skill.
Very much so. Very much so.
Always hear the legends of bards seducing dragons and such like. I still don't pay it much attention. It seems more of a harmless joke, but
Why would you ever try and seduce a dragon?
well,
Even
like
if
I
you-
said,
if-
it's a powerful skill.
Even if you succeed, how's that gonna work?
Imagine a dragon wrapped around your pinky finger. Imagine. Bend it to your will through the power of... I mean, you should know better than I, as the headmaster of the College of Glamour, I'm sure, but...
Well, I've never had the urge to. I mean, we don't see many dragons around here. That might us
Of
help,
course.
but
Of course.
I've never
seen
really had the urge
more
to.
than enough.
You have.
I think 2. Possibly 3 if you include... Definitely 2. And they were friends, and it was not very pleasant. And if I could have seduced one of them to perhaps win them over, then I would have at a moment's notice, I'll tell you that much.
Well, if you don't mind, as you're here and you are yourself a follower of Melil, bless us with a little story. I'll get the students, and they don't really get many stories told from anyone else from outside of the woods. Would you mind?
Now, a story of a dragon I can tell. In fact, I should have it written down somewhere here so I can tell it more in detail. So if you, I could, you know, gladly if that would interest them, which I hope it would, given we're all bars.
Absolutely. Just give me 2 minutes, and I'll gather the students, and we'll all gather around the statue of Malil, and I would love to hear this tale. I really would.
A story told in the eyes of Malil. It should be a fantastic opportunity.
Absolutely. So he goes and gathers the students, and before you know it, a group of roughly 15 students are all gathered around 2 adults as well, who joined the headmaster kind of to the side, are all gathered around you in front of Malil's statue. And you hear him address the students. Right, students, we have been blessed by Malil himself. This man, Matthias Monstrom, is a bard of the College of Law. What's more important is he is not from this forest, and he's here to share a tale of when he saw a dragon in person. And the whole crowd kind of like,
I take it it's just like a bunch of like fresh-faced
yeah, there's
young elves.
Like they're all very young, but there's definitely an age difference between some. But they're all young and very fresh-faced and really eager to hear what you have to say.
Now you know how Bran felt, you fucker.
What do you mean? Okay, well, anyway. Okay, so just before we go into this, I would just like to enrich the performance somewhat with minor illusion and prestidigitation. And as I go, I would like to sort of conjure, images to kind of give them a feel, give them a visualization of what exactly was going on. Well now, as students of the College of Glamour, I never really had myself as much of a motivational speaker, but what better time? My name is Matthias Monstrom, and I travel with a band of heroes that they call the Heroes of Exile, which you may have heard of through song and story of your fellows, perhaps, or maybe those talented alumni or alumni to be among you. The Heroes of Exile traveled through a town called Port Sarim, which, when I joined them, to the best of my knowledge, was just a small port city. But when I joined them and we headed there, the city had been become by a dark magic, controlled by some sort of magical crystal. There was a border of powerful fog that seemed to just strip the life of anyone who stepped inside it. And with the power of archmages on the outside of the city, we created a gap in the fog, and we headed in to the streets of Port Sarim, where we crept quietly, and we were came upon by a dragon. We almost lost a dear ally of ours using magical, spells and a bracelet that we used to communicate. We almost lost a dear friend. And a dragon came upon us, swooping over us and greeting us with a terrible grin. And it blasted down with freezing breath, knocking my allies to the ground and freezing us on our feet. And using the magics bestowed upon me by Malil, I kept us going. And as we thought all was about to come to an end, a second dragon swept down and once more bore down on us with horrible breath. Not freezing, but just the pure fog of death that seemed to wreath the city itself, blasted down into the street, and it brought us to our knees. But it merely wanted to play. It didn't even fight us. It observed from afar as we dealt with its compatriot? I don't know. It simply watched as we fought bravely and slayed the dragon with the freezing breath. And we brought it down. And once it was killed, the dragon, with the breath of pure, lifeless fog, it told us that we would see it again. But now is not the time for it to kill us.
As you and as you tell the story, all the students just start clapping, and the headmaster and the two teachers that joined him also. Brilliant, brilliant. If you happen to survive your next encounter of this clearly this encounter was sequel bait almost, but feel free to maybe, if you find your way back into the forest, to come tell us the second part of this tale. We would love to have it.
If I can ever find my way back here, I assure you, I will. I would be more than happy to let you hear it. I thoroughly enjoy. Of course, traveling with this group of esteemed heroes, it's almost impossible. You trip over adventures worth 1,000,000 ballads every day. It seems we slayed manticores. We confronted a mother of lost souls. It's been a journey. I'll tell you that.
Marvelous. Well, Matthias Monstrum, thank you very much for accepting me to put you on the spot a little bit. I understand that this wasn't, a prepared story,
well, it's
but
in our nature, is it not? We're all bards.
very much so, very much so. Students, you are dismissed, and how about to celebrate this beautiful tale told by one of Malil's own from outside our city? You take the rest of the afternoon off to, do some freeform, play
And
some.
they all gain an inspiration die.
Play some music.
D8, by the way.
Go home, get rest in your dormitories for the day, and we'll pick up the lessons again tomorrow morning.
Woo!
So
Can't imagine
the
that.
students all disperse, and the teachers, all three of them remain. The two other teachers that joined now also introduce themselves. One is a seems to be a female high elf, the first high elf you've seen in the city, not a wood elf, with ashen hair in two braids that kind of like over her shoulder, down her chest, with bright blue eyes, wearing white robes. Pleasure to meet. My name is Liran, and I teach the students here in the Hall of Lira. I've got named after her by my parents, and it only seemed fitting that I dedicated my faith to her and teach these students to dance and really complete their performances. It's a pleasure to meet, and I really enjoyed the story.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. I've never really had much encounters with students or those who worship Lyra. Actually, I've heard of her, of course, one of the greatest friends and allies, I suppose, of Malil in his time. But
Absolutely, yes.
I think Lyra worshippers are rather hard to come by, where I come from. So it truly is a pleasure, and
I like
I've
to
seen
think
some of
that
your students. Of
Lyra,
course,
Lyra
dancing
supporters and Malil supporters are two peas in a pod, really.
of course,
Very,
yeah.
very closely related.
Both, in the domains of performance and simply spreading joy, through their own creative means.
This other figure now approaches you, a male drow elf, also the first drow I have seen in a long time, really, but definitely not someone native to the city. Long black hair, wearing green robes. Good evening or good afternoon. My name is Laura, and I teach in the Hall of Stories. I'm a story writer myself, and I really teach these students to whatever art form they choose to perform. Always make sure that it has a story to tell. I also read these students once a week one of the various adventures of Milil. Like my colleague has said, it's a pleasure to meet, and I really enjoyed your story.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. I must ask though, do you have a teach of your own stories? I imagine you have quite a few.
Well, I have some stories to tell about. I was raised in a drow village underground, but I've always felt different than most of my friends ended up becoming hunters or soldiers. That was not the life for me. I always taken a liking to music, and on my travels here, had some encounters with some beasts and some vagabonds, but eventually I managed to get here, and I've got some some stories that I share with the students here, but most of the stories that I do share are Milil's own, of course, as there's no greater stories out there than the one of Milil himself.
Yes, that's of course the truth. I just imagine, being it must have taken quite a lot to make it here. From what I've heard of Drow elves, I'm not fully versed, but it's definitely interesting to see you in good spirits and clearly a talent. I just imagine, my imagination runs wild thinking how you got here and what you must have faced. I'm sure it's lovely from time to time to hear more about yourself than the
Every once in a while, I
stories.
keep this between us, but I am writing a book, I suppose, about about it's kind of about my life, my upbringing. As it is meant to inspire people that go against the norm. The farmer's son grows up to be a farmer but doesn't want to and wants to follow his own path. People like that is who I hope to inspire with my book, and I've already made arrangements with some people in the city. I'm one of the only ones that travels to and from every once in a while through some arrangements with the sage, and I think I found a publisher that was interested, and once that's done, then maybe you'll see it in the shelves even outside of the Feywild. Who knows?
I hope so. Do you use a pen name, or will you just be will it be under the name Laura, or?
You know what? I'm deciding. I would like to use my own name, but a pseudonym adds some mystery. Who is?
Yeah, you can make
person?
You can make it whatever you want. You could be
Exactly. So that is definitely something I'm still thinking of. I am not sure yet.
Well, I look forward to. I'll keep a keen eye out for it on the shelves. Suppose you have a working title or anything like that, then so I know what to look out for if and when. Although I believe your lifespan may greatly exceed mine, so who knows?
Yes,
if
I
I'll
have.
still be around by the
I
time.
have plenty of years in me.
Yes.
Don't expect it anytime soon, but maybe if you maybe I'll add this encounter in the book. So if you happen to, read a random book and read a passage about yourself, you'll know who wrote it.
That's a good point. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you all.
Likewise.
I suppose I would love to see more, but I like I said, I'm traveling with these heroes, and I should probably make my way back to them. I'm sure they're either getting themselves into trouble or desperately bereft without me. I dare say. But I will be back. Perhaps tomorrow.
If you since this is quite a hard town to get into once you've left, there is another college of Glamour in the Feywild, but you said you were from the material plane, right? Is that what the headmaster
yes.
told us?
Yes.
What college? Like, where have you gone to college? I'm native to the prime material plane as well, so I know a little bit of the lay of the land.
Of course. So in the Fairborough Kingdom is actually where I attended.
Right.
Initially, obviously there's colleges all over, and once you've sort of graduated, they become kind of a guild of kind, a rest stop where you can stop by whenever. I'm sure it's the same with the College of Glamour. So on the
very much so
in the Empire on the main continent is where I've been spending most of my time lately. So
I have an associate in the Empire, actually. Resides in is it the city of Kalzir? I'm not sure, but he is similar upbringing to mine, but not as artistic as me. But he does. He's a smart guy. He does more he handles some trade business between the Feywild and the Prime Material Plane.
More scholarly inclination than a creative.
Yes and no. Very much smart, as in he knows how to make money and he knows how to get people's interest in certain goods, which
businessman.
Very much so. He he's promised me that once I finish my book, he would see if people in the Prime Material Plane would be interested. So maybe search him up. Look for him in Kalzir.
Kalzir, was it?
Yes, absolutely. He there is this little bookshop run by a gnome that is not the one, but across from there, there is a there. Have you now? Well, across from there is a little there is a home, but he has his offices from his house. If you just knock on there and tell him Laura sent you, then and maybe ask him to
what was his name?
Once you his name well he's a human. It's a very mundane name. He's called Peter. Not everybody can have these Matthias Manstrom. But Peter is very 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 smart, and like I said, once I finished my book, he told me he would put some copies out there in the prime material plane, see if people like it. So maybe if you manage to rub some shoulders, he'll provide you with one when the time comes.
I will have to. I think we'll be returning to Kalzia sometime in the near future, so I'll definitely have time to stop by, and I'll send him your best wishes, of course.
Beautiful. That is amazing.
Okay. Well, Laura and Liran, is that correct? Saying that right?
Yes, that is correct. I fucking slipped.
It's been a
I
pleasure,
fucking started the pitch of her, but I kept the accent. That was weird.
And of course, to the headmaster and everyone here, thank you very much for having me.
Been a pleasure to have you,
hopefully
Matthias.
I'll see you sometime, possibly tomorrow, like I said. We'll see what I have time for while I'm here. But thank you. Take care, of course.
You as well.
And I will take my leave.
All right. So meanwhile, Narank, you and Tanis and Nicole are being guided into their home, which at one point was also your home. They guide you upstairs, and you see in the bed a very pale female wood elf. Sweat on her brow, her blonde hair kind of or not blonde, her brown hair kind of dull. It's almost like, it's weird, but it looks like almost there's like a layer of dust covering it. That's how dull it looks. It definitely typically looks like someone of like the hair of someone of age, but she's around the same age as her husband. Very very skinny. Her cheeks kind of fallen in a little bit. And as you enter the room, husband, who are these people? Well, I think I know you're weak, love, but I think you'd want to hear this, and maybe it would better your day a little bit. And he like nods to you, Narang.
Mom, it's me, Ron.
What?
Took me a while to get back here, but we finally made it.
It's been. She kind of like tries to push herself up so that she sits up straight a little bit more, like with a pillow behind her back. Takes a good look at you and then looks at your father, looks back. Well, I would say this is impossible, but you two, those similarities are very hard to copy, I suppose. And then she starts coughing as she's trying to speak. I'm sorry you have to, our reunion, you see me in this state, but I've fallen ill. Nobody really knows what's wrong with me, and apparently I only have a couple more years to go, but there was one thing that always bothered me, and here it is. And you can start to see tears welling up in her eyes, and your dad is also starting to get emotional. Would you? I'm sorry I can't get up, but would you please come closer?
Yeah, I'll go over to her.
As you get close, she goes in for a hug, kisses you on the forehead. Welcome home, child. And that's when just the tears start fucking going, and And your father goes to join her on the bed, kind of like sits at the foot of the bed. How have you found us after all these years?
Well, me and my friends here, and there's a couple others of us, but they're off doing something. We've gone on some crazy fucking adventures, and eventually made it back here.
It's almost impossible, but looks like I'm looking the impossible in the eye right now. So young, how did you survive?
Well, it wasn't easy. Eventually found myself in Astra's Alien.
Alright.
Lived on the streets there for a few years. And then one of my oldest friends, Elevantir, found me. Kind of took me and helped me out.
So Levantir, he practically raised you, I guess, then.
Yeah.
We searched for you, you know? But when the forest moves, it's really hard to find anything that gets left behind, as it's really hard to tell where the forest was before it moved. We searched, we really did, and searched for 50 odd years before we finally gave up. I'm sorry. We both are.
It's not your fault.
Should have paid more attention. We knew the dangers of kids playing in the woods. We knew. But we thought we would be fine, and weren't. That is something neither of us will probably ever forgive ourselves.
I should have made it home on time. Shouldn't have stayed out.
I don't blame you. You were young, probably scared, confused. You look like me, you know? It's almost like I'm looking in the mirror. You were probably scared, confused, alone. And like us, eventually got forced to move on. Here you are.
Yeah, getting back here was not the easiest thing I've ever done.
I imagine, but there's a little bit of a, wouldn't call it a prophecy, but a little bit of a saying here that goes around, is that the sheep that gets lost will always find its herd when it comes to the city, and you're living proof of that. And your mom now kind of manages to brush off some tears, and you, would you stay for dinner, you and your two friends, or bring any more people?
Yeah, there's 6 of us in total.
6. We should have enough, right? That should be alright. We'll make do, and if not, I'll quickly go on to the neighbor's place and trade him a good bow for his hunts in exchange for some extra meat. We'll make do. This is incredible. This is possible. Your friends, did they help you get here, or how long have you known them?
Yeah.
Is Elevantir with you, the man who picked you up?
Unfortunately not. Elevantir is on the run, I think. Sort of.
On the run.
That's a long story though. Yeah, do you guys know anyone that can send messages across vast distances around here?
College would be a good bet. They are the only ones in town that really have any ties to places outside the forest.
Okay.
Perhaps the chapel, too. The Chapel of Menorah. They might be able to help.
Alright, I guess I'll go need to pay them a visit tomorrow.
Right, well, us, your father will prepare food for us. Feel free to maybe stay or get your friends and come back, or explore town and then come back. But we'll be able to have some food ready in a couple of hours. Until then, you know, do whatever you want, and I have to say that I wasn't really prepared for this, so excuse me. It's not that I'm not happy to see you. It's just I don't really know what to say right now, and
It's alright. I almost thought it would never come myself.
well, I'll try my best to get ready, take some medicine, so I could at least get out of bed for a few hours when you arrive. Father will prepare food, and we'll celebrate.
Alright.
She goes in for like a hug.
After hugging her, I'm gonna kind of send the bracelet. Meet us at the Fletcher's in a couple hours, guys. Finish up doing what you gotta do.
Alright, you all
And then I'll
obviously hear this.
But also in the next few hours, while things are going on, recounting my adventures with my parents.
Meanwhile, Trim, you're having a little trip to the Chapel of Menorah, the Wild Mother. You managed to find your way there quite easily. You just backtrack where you came, and that chapel that you walked past with the statue of the woman in the green dress and the flowers in her hair, in the middle of this open door, suddenly makes more sense to you. As you, assuming you walk in. I'm assuming you just walk in. Okay. As you walk in, you see a lot of things. A group of 4, 5, 6 wood elven children, very much children, boys and girls alike, all practicing very basic druidic magic. Some crafting flower circlets with their magic, that sort of thing. And as you enter, you also see a handful of grown adult wood elves kind of kneeling before this statue of Melora, presenting some flowers, saying little prayers. Make a perception check.
Oh. It's gonna be pretty good. I want to say that is 21.
And you pay attention for a little while, and it seems that every time one of the people praying gets up and turns to walk away, you suddenly see a flower starts to appear out of nowhere in their hair. Like each of the person that gets up from prayer, suddenly a flower just seems to grow and appear in their hair as they walk off. That is something you spot, which you think is, that's interesting.
Cool. Okay, cool. Is there anyone who looks like the authority figure, like head priest or anything around?
So I don't want to laugh at you, but it's just
It's fine. I'm struggling here.
Yeah, you do. There's one young man, also wood elf, obviously. That's kind of the thing here, mainly wood elves. Light hazelnut hair tied up in a knot, very deep brown eyes, wearing a flower circlet and a green set of clothing. He seems to be, teaching the children, and every so often walks over to the people praying, and as they get up, kind of thanks them for their, for their prayer. But yeah.
Alright, I'll walk over towards him. Before I do, I'll just druid craft my own flower circlet just to fit in a bit more.
Okay.
And then go over to him and just say, excuse me, sir, I'm from out of town, and I was wondering, a lady in the marketplace like area said, I was asking about magical focuses, and she said maybe to come here and talk to you, and you might be the person to, or not you specifically, but someone in this place might be the person to ask about that.
Out of town, you say? Well, I can sense that you are a child of Melora as well, so welcome to, our little space where we dedicate our time to her, worship her, and all of that. What is your name, child?
Trim Strongheart.
Nice to meet you, Trim. My name is Leo Maris, and I run this chapel, like my father did, and his father before his. What is it exactly you're looking for?
Basically, I use this a lot. Points to circle it for my magic, but I made it myself a long time ago, and I've been starting to practice. I'll wait for a second because Dutch has to deal with something. And I've been starting to practice just with some more powerful magic, and I think I just might need something a bit more powerful. Particularly, I just need a more valuable focus for a spell I really want to try.
All right. Well,
For this one, for a scrying spell.
Right. Well, that's a particularly valuable piece of equipment you require.
Someone suggested things like crystal balls tend to work well, or like small mirrors, but something small because it needs to be portable and
Yes, but it also
yeah.
it also
Small.
requires some. You need to really. It's. You have to spend your time with this object and get to know it and imbue it with the magic. I might be able to sort you out. Me and some of the other, older. Would you call us clerics of Melora? I suppose that's a good term. We
As good as any.
Yeah, pretty much. Not clerics by actions, but in essence, it's the same thing. We're just, druids instead of your typical for the light cleric. I might be able to sort you out. Give me a minute, and he kind of retreats to a little separated part of the room, closes a curtain behind him.
While he's doing that, can I look around and do I see if Aberan followed me in here?
Aberan, did you follow her in?
I'd be stood in the doorway. I wouldn't have got. Once you get into the room where people are praying, I'd be at the doorway, sort of leaning against the wall, just
Okay.
waiting, giving you some space.
Okay. In that case, I'll quickly look back to see how close he is, and I decide, oh, that's far enough away. I don't think he'd hear me if I was talking quietly. And if there's no one praying at the statue, I might go over and just say a quick little prayer to Melora. I wrote one down, so I know what I would actually say.
Okay.
But only if there's no one there. If there's a queue.
There's not really a queue. There's some people that are on their knees in prayer, but by the time that you're done talking to the Leomaris, they seem to have all left.
Okay. So I'll just go over, and while he's behind the curtain doing whatever, go just kneel down. I'm like, excuse me, Melora, I don't do this very often, so if you're too busy, that's okay. But I could use some guidance if you're not busy protecting nature and stuff. I don't know what to do. See, Stronghearts, like my family, we always try to help people and protect them, and I've been told we're supposed to make sure that there's always heroes around when the world needs them. and I never really thought that applied to myself for pretty obvious reasons. But lately it's kind of seemed like it might, and it's super scary still, but I found some people, and I think we're doing a lot of good things and can help a lot of people, and I thought we were all becoming pretty good friends, and the scary was like outweighed because I felt like we had each other's backs, even when it was really scary, and like more than I hear a noise outside of my house scary. But every so often things just happen that I just don't feel good about, and things have happened that I don't know if if I trust them anymore. I don't know if these are the people I thought they were, or, and I know this sounds really really dramatic, and I'm really sorry, but like if just I don't know if I can make it, if I'll survive this, and I want to go home. I want to go back to my quiet life and just protect my forest with my rabbit and my wolves. But does leaving make me a bad person? Is it selfish to want to do the safe thing when I have the potential to really do some good in the world, even if it means I might not make it? One of my good friends had to leave us, and I don't blame him, but he left me a really nice letter, and the letter told me to keep fighting for what is right in his absence. But if I go home, I'm not doing that.
For
And
the
I just feel
purposes
really
of this,
scared, and I'm almost done. Last sentence. I just feel
sorry.
really scared and lost right now, and like more than normal, because that's my natural state, you know. So, I just don't know what to do. And then I'll walk up and go back to waiting for the guy.
For the purposes of this, I would like everyone else to mute for a quick sec. As you finish your sentence, even before you get up, you suddenly feel. I'm assuming Bob is like under your like where do you keep the? You suddenly feel Bob getting kind of restless and almost like trying to get your attention.
I'm just like, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? And like let him go and drop him on the ground.
And you see that Bob now like hops on the foot of the statue, and you can see that Bob suddenly has a different color eyes. Bob's eyes are
that's not
now
normal.
bright green. As Bob
Oh.
sits there still, but in your head you hear a voice, a very feminine voice. Tremella, my child, seem to be dealing with a lot of problematic things. You need your mother's
Bobby got
guidance.
really insightful.
You need your mother's guidance. I hope you don't mind me using your rabbit as a vessel to communicate. I figured,
Oh, that's okay. I'm sure he doesn't mind.
well, I don't think we've really spoken like this before. I'm
Oh,
Melora.
not really. Oh, hi.
You are a brave soul, Trim. Braver than you give yourself credit for. You've stood in the face of dragons, fought some really bad people. You've kept your group alive. They might not see it, but they are the lost ones. They are lost without you. They need you more than they realize. I understand things have happened that make you want to go back to your safety in the woods, back home. And if that is what you truly wish to do, then you should. But don't give up on your friends yet. They need you more than you need them. Give yourself a little more credit, my child, for you are very powerful. Sure, you're shy, a little insecure, but these aspects of your personality are very unnecessary, as the things you've done already in your short time with these people are more than your average adventurer does in their lifetime. You fought dragons. You've saved so many people. And don't think you were just there to tag along. You were there. You were part of that. Without you, they very well may have not even succeeded. I know things are rough right now. And I'm not here to tell you what to do, but don't give up on them yet.
Okay.
It was a good talk, my child. This was
Very weird to hear wise things coming from a rabbit.
Little Bob is, you know, cutie, but not very wise, but makes for a great vessel to communicate with.
He'll be okay, right? He's not gonna like, you know.
Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be
pass
fine.
out or
Don't you worry.
something. Okay.
It was a good talk, daughter of mine. Perhaps we should do this more often. I see the work you do. I've heard that, you know, you're potentially getting a new home and you've told them you want a little dedicated area for us to communicate. I'd like that.
Okay. I'll keep in touch more often. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. Didn't do anything wrong. And with that, Bob's eyes go back to normal, and he immediately like hops off the little foot of the statue and paws at you.
Pick him up.
I'll go back to waiting for the priest man.
All right.
Hello, gamers.
Hello.
So.
And oh, who's gonna? Hey, and this time it's Soko.
All right. You know, when you're done with that, and you get up and you pick Bob up and put him back in your little dedicated Bob area. Like it's just, you know, put Bob in your pockets. Like, it sounds so weird, you know, like his little fucking. Leo Maris comes back from outside, like out of his little private corner, walks up to you, and hands you a crystal ball.
Ooh.
I found one that is not a focus yet.
It's very pretty.
Turning it into a focus is going to be something that you have to do.
Oh, that
For the
sounds really
next 14 days, every night before you go to sleep, I need you to spend half an hour with this crystal ball.
hard.
Focus on your connection with the Wild Mother. Focus on your connection with nature, with animals. And after 2 weeks of doing this, it should be ready.
Okay, that sounds very doable. Thank you. How much does this ball cost?
Well, we don't really use money here, as I'm sure you do out in wherever you're from. But all I ask in return is you spread the word about our lovely mother.
Okay, I can definitely do that. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you wish to do? And you haven't noticed, or like you start to notice suddenly while you're talking to this man, a small flower starts to like grow in your hair, like in your hair behind your ear. And you feel it kind of like nestle itself.
Ooh, pretty. Nope, that's everything. I can deal with it later. But also, is there anywhere here that maybe has like jewels or gems for sale or for trade, or probably not?
I'm afraid not. This is really
Okay,
a town very self-sufficient. Luxury goods like that don't
That's
really
okay.
exist here.
Okay, well, thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
And then on my
My
way
pleasure.
out, is there anywhere like, you know, like some religious like places have like that kind of like donation jar, or like you can leave
Excuse me.
money for the church in it? Does this have something like that?
By the door, there is this small little, almost like a basin, like a flower, like a little bird bath kind of shape.
Yeah.
And there is a variety of things in there. There's some seeds in there. There's some pieces of cured meat. There's some vegetables, and which is the closest you get to like, oh, this is probably where people leave gifts to the church.
Okay.
Essentially.
I will leave a platinum in there.
Okay.
And then I'll go to the door and just find Abran and be like, I'm all done now. If there's anything you need to
pretty much at this point is when you hear through all your bracelets, Gen, Ran, and Trim. You hear Naronk through your bracelet.
I don't have a bracelet.
You don't.
Uh-oh.
Well, then you don't hear fuck all, but you two do. You hear Naronk saying, a couple of hours, meet him at the Fletcher. And that's going to be where we take a little break, if that's all right.
Yeah, and everyone needs to watch
we
this.
gotta go find Yen.
Everyone needs to watch this clip of Soko saying, "I almost thought I'd never come."
Fuck.
Let's make a Twitter account, bro. Things Soko says. That could be.
Out of context, Soko.
Yeah.
Dude, just because you're used to hearing people say that.
Before we do anything, Risen, thank you so much for the raid, man. I really appreciate it. You the homie. Anyone in here doesn't follow Risen, y'all should. There we go. Thanks for the raid. I apologize for not really interacting with chat like that, but when we play D&D, this is kind of like really a story-driven thing, so chat's there to enjoy the story with us. Chat interaction is very minimal during these streams, but any other stream, there is a lot of chat interaction, so thank you guys for sticking around. Yeah, thanks for the 4 bits, Uriel. Appreciate it. And thanks for all the follows, guys. You guys are lit. We'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes for the second half of this session. We're gonna take a little break, and I suggest you all do the same. Have a little stretch, grab a drink, have a snack, and we'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes, guys. Be right back. Okay.
I think he was scaring the shit out of me. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Kobe's been in a
Whoa.
Right, everyone. Thanks for sticking around through that break. Appreciate it. We all do. We're back. Second half of this thing we do every Sunday.
Dungan and Dagon.
Yes, that's the
Chat,
name
don't
of
shit
the
the
game.
wall. All right. Just want you all to know.
Do you have evidence of me
Screen
hitting the
capped it.
wall?
You've just hit the fucking wall.
No, you didn't. You fucking liar.
I almost thought it would never come myself.
All right, so last week, Koiba, Jesus, are you okay? You need a moment? Like, you good? When Belle, like, you guys didn't see it, chat, but Belle started dabbing.
Yep,
You know, I was scared she was gonna just pop her shoulder right then and there.
I did.
Nice, very nice. So before the break, Shem had a lovely little chat with some people at the chapel dedicated to Melora the Wild Mother, with Bran keeping a distance but keeping an eye on her. Nukulaktanis and Naronk met Naronk's parents, and again had a lovely little time just hanging with the people at the College of Glamour. So,
Now I'm lost and on my own.
it's not a big town. You'll find your way.
It's like that one city in Pokemon Ruby, I guess.
Yeah,
With the
ooh.
walkways between the trees.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Fort Tree City.
Fort Tree City.
Of course,
fucking,
of course.
I need the shelf scope so I can see this here chameleon boy.
With the little furniture shop.
All right, so Naronk, you, Nakul, and
Moving on.
Lactanus are spending some time in Naronk's parents' home still. Bran, Trim, you just heard Naronk's voice through the bracelet. Gan doesn't know shit.
I'm trying to think, would we remember that he doesn't have one? And would we think to be like, we should go find him? I don't know.
Make a history check.
no.
Make a history check.
Narok wouldn't.
Can I
That works.
make a history check? Can
Sure.
I assist
Sure.
Trim on hers instead?
For my history check, I rolled 18.
As the message comes through the bracelets, you do recall, hey, Gan doesn't have one, so we should probably...
So yeah, I'll tell Aberan and we should go find him.
I'm gonna look for an herbalist.
Okay.
Real quick.
We have no idea where he is.
All right.
Come to look for a herbalist.
Well, you just follow some signs. You're still at the college at this point. But following some signs, you find it to what is like the little trade district of this humble little town. Various stalls still in place. You do see one stall that seems to be someone, selling some herbs, some other plant-like materials.
Hello, my good man.
Busy with a mortar and pestle, kind of like grinding up some herbs.
I'll just place a hand on his. What is it? Stall? Is it a stall?
It's like a stall, yeah. It's like a table, no like roof, but there's like a table where he has his thing set up.
Sort of drum my fingers. I'm looking to just buy a few portions, I should say, of burning bush. If you sell it here, I'm not 100%.
We don't sell burning bush in this town. Also, I've seen you here before. Your face seems relatively new.
Oh no, I'm just passing through. Some friends of mine. We're here. Family business.
Passing through, eh?
Yes.
Interesting. Burning bush, unfortunately, I cannot assist you with, but various other herbal remedies, maybe.
I mean, just and something, just something to calm my nerves, I suppose, or help me sleep sometimes, maybe.
We have some ground up flowers that very much like chamomile, gives you a little easier time drifting off to sleep if that is something you struggle with.
Is it like an incense, or how do I use it?
We sell it in various forms. We have an incense form. We have tea. So which one would you prefer?
Do you have many teas?
A handful, mostly flower based.
Would you perhaps throw together a how do I put this, like a taster?
A little
sort of
melange,
arrangement?
I suppose?
Yeah, just assorted teas of different kinds, maybe just one serving or so of each.
Thoroughly enjoying that conversation.
Sure, yes, I can put that together for you. I should say before we do business, we I assume since you're from, well, not here, your currency doesn't really apply here, as we don't really have a use for gold. But if you have something perhaps to trade.
Yes, I might have something. I'm not really sure if there's anything in particular that you would be after in terms of trade. I have
Well, it's not, we don't really see many people from outside the city, so anything that you manage to find on your travels that is unique here would suffice.
It's well, it might be unique, but I just feel it might serve no purpose. I have a small set of I have a set of leather armor here. It's a cured tanned leather breastplate and some braces and whatnot. I don't know if that would serve any purpose, but
Maybe something a bit more or less, violent. Anything else you got? Maybe
hand axe.
much more violent, not less.
I have a costume from that might be of some worth here. I know that the College of Glamour is obviously here. It's a colorful, vibrant performing costume from my college, the College of Law.
Show it to me.
I'll pull it out of my bag. It's in good shape, very rarely worn. Just it's a blue and white patterned tunic and tights.
He looks at it. It seems to be about my size. All right, you have a deal.
Yeah, of course. So I would like the little well, what did you call it?
What did I call what?
The taster platter of tea.
A melange?
A melange.
Yes.
And
It's a Sylvan word that typically just means like a mixed bunch of different
Right.
variety of different things.
And would I be able to get maybe just a couple of bags of the was it chamomile incense?
It's not strictly chamomile, but it has similar effects. But yes, I can. How many servings, I guess, would you like?
Well, I don't know, as many as you see.
We sell them on these little
is a fair
sticks.
trade.
You sell them on these little sticks, and you just light the stick up, and it will.
Yeah, of course. I'm familiar.
Right. Well,
How many would you say would be a fair trade in return for the costume?
Well, I'll give you 2 teas of each, so that's 10 cups of tea you'll be able to drink, and let's say 10 of these incense sticks as well.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
All right. He bags them, he wraps a little lint around the bundle of incense sticks and hands them to you. Hands you a little wooden box that has all the different tea bags in it. There you go, and I shall be taking this. And kind of looks at it. Beautiful.
Thank you very much. And yes, it's very fine craftsmanship. Almost never worn, so you'll look dazzling as ever in it. I'm sure.
Can't wait to show
Good
this
day.
to my wife. He kind of folds it, puts it on the table next to him.
At the discotheque. And yeah, I'll bag the was it right 10 incense sticks, right?
Yeah.
And some tea. 10.
Yeah, I'll DM you the
teas.
specifics of the tea,
Okay.
so you know what to put in your inventory. All right. In the meantime, while you're doing your shopping, Trim and Bran, where do you go look for again?
Like, would we have started at the college? Because did we know he was going there?
Pretty sure he was vocal about it. Yeah. He
Yeah.
expressed
Expressed
interest.
interest.
I don't think wouldn't come as a surprise.
It'd be college, nearest pub. That'd be the order. So yeah.
Nearest pub's a good choice, actually. I'll head to a pub.
We'll go to the college. If he's not there, we'll find the nearest
Yeah.
reputable establishment that contains alcoholics.
Preferably one that had maybe if one had live music and the others didn't, we'd go to that one looking for him.
All right. Again, you enter the one tavern-like establishment this place has, and there is you recognize actually two people playing a tune inside the tree. People's faces you've pretty sure you saw listen to your story when you were back at the college. This is apparently how those two spend their free afternoon.
Bit of scratch.
There's a handful of people sitting down at some makeshift. This tree with a tavern in it is definitely bigger than the typical building, quote unquote, you've seen so far. And there's a young wood elven lady behind the bar, and she sets you up. And... so, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to go to the bar. Given that sorry, I'm a traveler here, and probably not planning to stick around too long, but I know
don't
you
get many
really...
of those.
Yes, you don't trade in money, so how would one procure a beverage in this fine establishment?
Well, you could do what they're doing up there and play some music if that's what you do. If not, then I don't know, maybe do the dishes when you're done.
Music sounds far better than dishes.
All right. Well,
Before or after the drink?
after. You know,
Okay. Do you have mead here? What's on the menu?
we sure do. There's some beehives attached to the trees down in the bottom in the forest, and we have someone in town that makes their own mead, and he supplies the tavern with it. So
I should like to meet this man, if he has a name, at some point.
I think he might be around here somewhere actually. Oh, there he is, and kind of points to a very old wood elf. Hair starting to gray, sitting there, also sipping on a cup of something. Yeah, that's the one. He's a bit strange. He's I put it kindly. He's old, and he's very forgetful, and talks to people that aren't there. He's, keep that in mind when you join him.
Eccentric or mad?
Mad. Very charming, though. Very charming fella.
I'm sure. I'll take a tankard of the meat. I'm sure.
Alright, then. Here you go.
It's very good nonetheless.
Good luck, and anything else, let me know, and let me know when you want to get up on stage so I can send those two off on a little break, yeah?
Right.
Or if you want to join them, and
well, that was my initial intention, but
up to you, of course.
If they need a break, then so be it. And I'll take my tankard of mead, and perhaps I'll just sit on my own for now and drink. Is it good though?
Yeah, very sweet. But it's unlike any mead you've tasted so far.
Maybe I do want to meet him then. I don't know.
Okay, while you get yourself settled in the inn, Trim, Bran, where you headed?
To the college.
Alright. You follow some signs, and eventually you walk up on the college campus. Most of the students have left, so there's not many students there. But you do see a dark-skinned man at the foot of the statue you see in the middle of the square.
I'm sort of keeping an eye on Trim, but I'll go up and talk to him if Trim doesn't look like she's in the mood to talk.
Yeah, I'm not, just all my body language is giving you I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one vibes.
Okay. So Bran will walk towards this gentleman at the bottom of the statue in the middle.
He hears you approach. You're not the lightest on your feet.
Well, I'm still like following, like walking next to Brett. I'm just very much like, you do the talking kind of thing.
Okay.
Like,
she's got that sulky teenager face.
yeah, and also for just practical reasons.
Well, this must be a blessed day. Milil has blessed us. On the same day, two more outsiders enter our campus. What do we owe the pleasure to, lady and gent?
How many outsiders have you met today?
One before, a Matthias Malmström, beautiful storyteller.
Yes, Matthias is in the same group as us. We're all sort of.
So you were there when he fought the dragon? Were you with him? Were you part of the group that fought the dragon with him?
Yes, we were there when we fought 2 dragons.
2 dragons. He said 2 dragons. One you killed, and the other one told you you'd meet again. Real good sequel bait. I can't wait to hear the follow-up on this story. He told this. The headmaster put him on the spot a little bit and asked him to, tell a story to the students here, and it was beautiful.
Bran is just deadpan, stone-faced the entire time. Yes, How long ago, roughly, was he here?
I think he left about a few minutes ago, not too long ago.
Did he say where he was going?
No, but he headed that way, and that is where most of the shops are located, so...
Is there anything else in that direction other than shops?
Not really, no.
Okay.
A tavern, I guess, but...
Well, that's that solved. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. What are your names, by the way? Maybe I'll add this in a passage in the book I'm writing.
I'm Aberan, and this is Trim.
Aberan and Trim. Outsiders, foreigners to the treetop city. after long travel, found their way into a mysterious city and were allowed to stay. This is quite a story to tell, don't you think?
It's definitely embellished somewhat. Some creative.
I mean, that is my
exceptions.
that's my right as an author, right? I can spice things up a little bit or leave some things out that maybe wouldn't go too well.
Oh, and you can't forget Bob. He's the most important part. And I just hold up. The
Of
rabbit,
course.
like to his face.
Matthias Monstrom, Aberan, Trim, and Bob the Rabbit. Beautiful.
His full name is Bobble.
Bobble the Rabbit.
B-L-E.
Like a not Christmas, like a winter solstice decoration.
Yeah, he was a god a few minutes ago. It was actually very cool.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I.
Take him back.
That might be something you want to discuss later, Trim. That's.
Bobble, the god of rabbits. Does that sound good? How does that sound?
Yeah, I think he liked that. I mean, he was a specific god. He wasn't a god himself, but I think that still sounds very cool.
Bobble, the rabbit god.
I'm just imagining him as the fucking were-rabbit from Wallace and Gromit.
I druid craft a little crown out of twigs. And put it on Bob's head.
Oh my god.
A crown fit for a god. Beautiful. I shall write about this meeting. This is very special. You all take care. And tell Matthias I send my regards.
We will do. We're gonna immediately start walking away towards the direction of that tavern.
Okay.
Bran can't drink away his sorrows, but Gypsy can.
Alright, so,
The god of rabbits, fucking Christ.
Yeah. Canon now.
alright, so you make your way to this little square. You've been there before. It's where, you know, the little shop square, trader district, if you can call it that. And you do, after looking around, see a place that has a lot, again, the open door thing. So you see a lot of tables inside and a lot of people. You gather that that might be where the tavern is located.
Let's go.
Trim, you know we don't really. We're not obliged to attend this meal, right? If you don't want to go, then I'll understand that and stay with you.
Oh, it's very, very rude to turn down a dinner invitation if you don't have a good reason. That would look really bad. I wasn't raised that way. I'm gonna go.
Fair enough. We'll walk on inside. That's the most fucking Trim thing I think I've ever heard.
All right, so you walk inside and you see this young wood elf woman behind the bar. You see a handful of people inside, 2 musicians playing a tune, and you do see Gens or Matthias sitting at a table.
Found him.
Matthias, you're muted.
You're muted.
Bastard. I raise my tankers at them as they enter the.
Matthias, you really should avoid wandering off on your own, since you don't have a bracelet, or you could have asked and taken mine.
It's very rich coming from you, Avaran, but
I just whisper. He has a bit of a point to Aberrant. I'm gonna go. What he meant was we got a dinner invitation on bracelets.
Oh.
It sounds like Narank found his parents.
well, that's great news. When? Where is he?
Oh, I don't know. He just said to meet by the Fletcher in a few hours.
Oh, a few hours then. And I'll gesture to the waitress for 2 more drinks.
I'm fine, thank you.
No? It's
have...
really good mead. Drunk or otherwise, it tastes delicious.
I'll just say I can have his.
And
Oh,
I shall
no.
have 2.
Oh no.
Alright.
Trim's
The
never
man who makes this mead
drunk
is sitting right
before.
over there, but apparently he's a bit of a loon, so...
You now look to where again is gesturing, and you see this elderly elven man clearly in conversation, but no one else at the table.
I think I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna go have a look around the shops while you two enjoy a drink. I'll meet you back
Well,
here
if you
before we
see
head
the
to-
others, let them know where we are. I suppose I don't have one of these
I
bracelets. or
assume
anything.
they're Naronk's parents, wherever that is. I'll come back here and we'll all south from here.
Certainly.
Okay.
And for reference, I won't give you shit if you go off without a bracelet if it involves the life of the two people you care about.
Well,
I'm
in
gone.
fairness,
Just turn around and walk out.
what a bastard. Honestly.
Slow reminder that Nevermore's still there.
Yeah, oh yeah, Nev's
As-
just
As we
as I
sit
walk
there,
away,
and-
Nev's turned around, facing just deadpan, staring at fucking Matthias.
I guess we sit there. It's like moment of awkward silence. I'm just gonna go. Did you know that Bob's the king of rabbits? And hold up the bunny rabbit. What about the table?
Rabbit monarchy aside, I didn't go. In my defense, and I know he's not here to hear this, but in my defense, I didn't go very far. Let's be honest. And what's the worst that could happen? I fall from a tree. That probably is the worst, but I doubt it's likely.
Pretty tall tree soon.
And it's the College of Glamour is here. I had my reasons. Okay, it's
I'm sure. Don't criticize your decisions. That's fine.
and I will chug heartily on this delicious mead.
I'm gonna say after about an hour of kind of just like
Mhm.
awkwardly being in the house.
I mean, like while you know, like
Come find
while
us.
you guys are,
Yeah.
you know, in there, we'll also talk to you and ask you about your things together. You know?
it'd be like.
It's not that they're just focused on the wrong, and you guys are just kind of standing there
Nicole would
awkwardly.
still be awkward. He'd still be there, less like talking and but it's that moment he's like, should I be here? Should we like leave him to it? After about an hour of like conversation or so, I'd just be like, where are you guys? Coming to the Fletchers anytime? just.
When he says that, I'll just be like, well, Naronk said a few hours. It's been 1 hour.
Cool. Where are you guys though?
I'll just yell to the bracelet. Come to the pub, mate.
I think it's the only.
Maybe.
I think it's the only one here, so it shouldn't be hard to find.
I'll say this like away from like no, I'll just like quickly step outside, like kind of like away, so they're not like hearing me. Like, oh, phone call. No.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. That's like, oh shit! Literally anything else is not there. No, and it's just
But
like.
it's funny because Naronk is hearing the same exact thing through his
Yeah,
bracelets.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, I know.
bracelets. So, like he knows he's picking up on all of this.
Yeah, but I'm still politely like leaving I'm just doing from the parents, even though they fucking hear it. And it's like, cool. I'll be there in a moment. And I'll kind of go back in. Just like, I'll let you guys have this reunion a bit more, personal. I'll go meet up with the others and maybe get some supplies for this. And, like, when we get any like wine or something whilst I'm out, for. the
Oh, if
meal.
you're visiting the tavern, they have some pretty good bottles of red wine. If you wanna,
Any particular type or just.
that's just the one,
Right.
really.
The house red.
Just the one,
I'll
really.
come with. I'll come. You'll need like 4 hands, lots of wine. Let's go.
Yeah, cool. That sounds cool. And I'm just like, it's that awkward, just like literally anything.
Bye.
Bye.
And just kind of like walk slightly too quickly out. It's just like,
God, you guys are the
fun.
worst.
And Naron's father wishes you the best. See you for dinner, and
yeah, see you. Like I can't look at Taz.
as they leave, he looks at you, Naronk. Interesting people, your friends.
They're alcoholics. It's
Oh.
something I'm working on with them.
You're not wrong.
Right,
Says
well,
the biggest alcoholic of them all.
I know.
and you have some more private family time where you can tell more of your stories and all of that. Ectanis, Nicole, you find your way to the pub. Bran, what are you looking for shopping wise?
I'm not. I'm
Or are you just hanging out
browsing,
outside?
seeing if anything takes my interest.
Okay. It's all really mundane, basic stuff. Like, it's just clear that this is a town. Doesn't see a lot of shopping. It's mainly people trading stuff with other people as a means to survive. You know, there's a hunter in town that provides the meat for the city, and there's a herbalist that provides other things, and people kind of like trade among each other. That's kind of how business goes here. There's not really anything
Are there any?
exemplary.
Okay, I will have a look for any foods, maybe some spices or herbs, anything that I think would last a while that would possibly break up the same rations every time.
Okay. There's a hunter that is currently in that same square, chopping up different types of meats. So that'd probably be a good place to go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll wander over and see what sort of meats he has, if any of them are dried and cured.
All right. You walk up to the hunter and you can see this very, very like rough individual, armor, wearing leather armor, but very, very like pieces torn off, and you can see claw marks. He also seems to be a little older. Even for an elf, you can start to see aging happen. And he is, as you approach, what can I do for you? Akar the hunter at your service. You looking for any meats today, perhaps?
I was just looking to see if you had anything that was cured or would last a while on the road.
We have some cured venison that you know, it's left in salt for a while and should last you a couple months at the least. We also got some cured, not quite chicken, but it's a bird native to the Feywild, but basically chicken, you know, fake chicken, yeah, pretty much. We've also got some dried fish, you know, from in the river. Every once in a while, when the forest moves, we land near a river and we do some fishing then. We've got some of those.
Okay,
All of those will last you at least a couple months.
How much do they cost?
Well, that's the thing. We don't really use money here, so anything you got to trade, you clearly being an outsider, must have something from the great big world beyond the forest that might pique my interest.
I'm gonna sit and rummage through my bag. I still have my flail.
Do you say that in character?
Yeah, I have a flail.
Well, as a hunter, I do like me some weapons, but a flail I think is a little bit too. You know, we try to save the pelts as well of the prey we kill, and you know, if a flail would just damage it, it wouldn't be good. But if you have anything else,
use it to tenderize meat once you've skinned them.
That is actually a really good point you make there. How about this? 10 portions of fish, 10 portions of chicken, 10 portions of venison. Actually, you know what? 15 of each. 45 portions of food in exchange for that flail of yours.
I will hand over the flail, and I know you. What else do I have, to be honest? You said you hunt.
Aye.
Suppose. I don't suppose that these are actually native to the Feywild. I don't suppose that many places here have playing cards.
Well, I know what they are, obviously, but it's been a while since I've had a good. We've like, you know, everyone's, you know, we've have our like homemade decks of playing cards, but shit gets missing, and if you have a deck that's in good shape, then
I'll pass in one of the 2 sets of playing cards that I have. Just
beautiful.
There, that keep it.
Appreciate it.
And I'll hand him the flail, and I will take 15 portions of
cured
dried venison.
Yeah, cured venison, cured fish, and cute fey chicken. Patent pending.
Fey chicken.
Patent pending. Okay.
It's chocobo. It's not chicken. It's chocobo.
Chocobo. Okay, bro.
It's actually Fey children that their parent they tell their parents they left the forest before it teleported.
Jesus. All right, so you do that. While Abran is gone, Nicole, Actanis, also join Gen and Trim in the tavern. Anything you wish to discuss or do before?
I'll talk to the barkeeper, and I will ask him. What's your strongest drink you have here?
Strongest drink? Well, listen. Don't let the sage know, all right? But I'll do some moonshining in the back, and
yeah.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Is it? All right. Sounds good. I'll have some of that. What do you want for it? I've got. Do you coin or do you just do trade like everywhere else?
This is very much a trade. That bloke over there, and points at Gen. You now see Gen and Trim sitting. He's he's able to drink here, and in exchange, he's going to play us a lovely tune up on the stage later.
He's very good. I recommend him.
Well, we'll soon find out. I mean, you can do the dishes, for like half an hour, or if you have anything to trade.
Good time.
Are you hitting on me?
No, and I'll pull out some pixie dust.
Oh boy.
Oh no, he's trying to trade with drugs.
What's this?
You smoke it and it gives you a nice effect.
What? Like what?
You burning bush before? It's like a stronger version of that.
Am I gonna go seeing things?
If some people do, some people just have a nice, chill, relaxed time. And
Maybe that's why old man Durlan is all messed up. Yup, pass on that. We have a guy over there talking to himself all the time. I don't think I'd be interested in that, I'll be honest.
Are we privy to this? Do we hear this?
I will.
She's pretty loud.
Nicole's trying to whisper, trying to be like under, like.
Yeah, she's very much just blah blah blah. Like she's
that guy
very
over
loud.
there, like strong. She's like, oh god. I'm like, well, I mean, I do have like this sapphire and one of my 5 I've got left. Like,
I'll throw another 10 minutes on the performance. Just give him whatever he wants.
I mean, I also want some bottles of wine as well.
All right, well, 10 minutes on the performance, and you said you had sapphires. I'm actually a little bit of a collector. I have a ruby, and I have an emerald, and a small diamond. A sapphire would really add to my collection.
Oh, what starters did she use in each?
The fucking worst.
Shut the fuck up.
I thought I was the one that made the shitty jokes.
Bet she's a tall shit kind of guy.
Kind of gal.
All about my good.
So
and then I'll pass it on. I'll like, yeah, just a couple of bottles of wine would be
red or white?
Red.
All right. And she hands you 2 bottles.
Cool.
And you better play me an extra 10 minutes, and it better be good, all right?
Right, you are.
Like to go over to the crazy old man.
Yeah, I won't go over to the
I'll
crazy
talk
man.
to the crazy guy.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna take my fucking drugs.
All right. Sure.
And I'll kind of like just kind of listen in for a second before talking to him, see what the fuck he's raving on about. If it's in
Okay.
common.
Well, if you walk up closer to him, you hear him like say, "Yes, I've seen these strangers in town too. I don't know quite what they're all about." And he stays quiet for a
Is
little
he
bit.
sat at like a table with other
Or is it
chairs?
just like a bar?
Yeah, there's other chairs there. Yeah.
I want to sit in one, like across from him.
I'm not gonna sit.
Oh, be careful! You're sitting on. Oh, damn it! Now he's gone. You went to sit on his lap, and now he's gone. Who are you?
Sorry.
Who's?
Who was sitting here? Now it's
Arundel.
not-
Didn't you see him? He was there a
No.
moment ago, and now he's gone. And this is, this is Geleth over here. Points at an
Hello,
empty chair.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet. What's your name? Good
Durland. Nice to meet you all. Are you from here? Are ya?
No, we're
No.
from a Tyria plane, you know.
Oh, that's far away. I've lived here all my life. I keep bees and I make mead. That's just what I do.
Is it good?
Oh, they serve it here. Give it a try and tell me if it's
Where
good.
do you keep your? Is it hard to keep your bee, and is it?
Oh, we've got these little like wooden huts, I suppose, on the bottom of the trees, and bees go in there, they make a nest, and every once in a while I harvest the honey and make meat of it.
I mean, could you supply me with some bowls, you know, because I want straight from the source, you know, I don't want to take away from like, your fine
I
work.
could, yes, but what's in it for me? And what's in it for Gwyneth here? That's more important.
Well, I could show you guys a good time, as it were. Have you heard Burning Bush before?
Yes, of course.
I've got a bit of a stronger version of it, and it really is quite good. And,
Really now?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I will. Do you have a pipe on you at all or anything? Or
Not on me right now, but
I'll
You know.
just get out my pipe and I'll put some pixie dust in there. But well, careful, it is strong. I'll tell you how it is.
This is not my first rodeo. Give me that.
All right.
If he tries anything, you get him, all right?
And I mean, I will lie and I'll pass him the lit pixie.
Okay, so he takes the pipe
Him drug
and
dealers.
he takes a big toke.
And then oh, please don't fail. Please do good.
All
I
right,
don't
now,
want it to die.
now what? What do I do?
And I'll kind of pass and I'll take some as well. I'll take a big old
Mm-hmm.
stuff just so I can like show him what to do.
All right, yeah, but when does it start? When do I feel something?
Just give it a moment.
All right.
Do you want me to make a wisdom save?
Yes.
Watch it not affect this guy.
Shit. Have we long rested since?
Yes.
No.
Since you
No.
last used
Oh, not
what?
since the
Didn't you?
sarcophagus.
You
no.
haven't
Yeah.
long
Oh, wait, no, we
rested
haven't.
since you did puzzles and stuff.
Huh. I don't have any luck points left, right?
Nope.
Huh. Cool.
That's a natural one, isn't it?
It's a natural one, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Pulls out a fucking OD.
You very briefly
So
see.
basically, what happened?
No, you very briefly now start seeing these figures sitting on the chairs next to this man,
Oh, this could be my chance! Fuck!
and then
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
Ixan, as you see this, is he what do they call it? Is he like, what's that called? You know, when someone just randomly falls asleep in that? Is there's a name for it? What's...
No, he's just a pussy.
All right. Well, I don't really seem to feel anything. Gwyneth, Geleth, you feel anything? I think I'd be mugged off. I'll be honest. Well, I
The one
really,
chance be good.
you know, I really appreciate you coming to join. Although you've not said much, but could you get off his lap, please? He's getting squished.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, hand him his pipe back whenever he wakes up.
How did you meet all these people, by the way?
Oh, it's funny. I got stung by this really big bee one day, and ever since then they started showing up, and they've never really left. People call me crazy, but they're here. You see them, right?
I swear to Miller, if I
Sure.
start tripping off this mead, I am going to be fuming.
Right. Well, if you don't mind, I was kind of having a conversation here before you walked up.
I'm sorry. I will take the pipe off the table and like drag Nicole over to where the others are
Let's
sitting.
imagine dragging me by my
Nicole.
tail as well. Just
Nicole, roll a d4 real quick.
a D4.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
See if you die.
3.
You'll wake up in around 3 hours.
Fuck.
So it's not a 1 in 4 chance of being addicted then.
No.
He's gonna be fucking KO for the din-dins.
Yep.
Neron's parents not gonna be impressed.
It's his own fault, isn't it?
gonna believe the alcoholic comment, dude.
I just wanted to see the people. That's all I wanted.
I'm just gonna
I
like
hate D&D.
I'm just gonna lean down and whisper to pass out Nicole and be like, I don't know if you can hear me while you're unconscious, but this seems like a good time to bring up that conversation we had. Just gonna remind you. I'm gonna go back to drinking my alcohol and not wake him up with magic.
Okay.
I'll
Just-
oh,
Oh,
we're fucked up. I'm gonna take off my haversack and I'll put it on the table between Trim and I. Trim and me? Yeah.
Trim and I.
Trim and me, because you wouldn't
Yeah,
say
Trim and
between
me and
I.
Trim. No, Trim and me. And I'll open up the haversack, root around inside, and Trim, I stopped by a herbalist earlier, and I got something I thought you might be interested in, and I'll pull out the melange and place it on the table and slide it over to her. They said they sold tea. I just got an assortment, something maybe you could add to your collection.
Yeah, this is really nice.
I'm not entirely sure.
I'm
what's
just
in
like
there.
smelling them and like going through it and just like.
Some smell familiar, some are something you haven't ever smelled before. I'll send you a detailed breakdown of what they are after the session in the DMs.
But yeah.
Do any of them
they
smell
had some tea.
particularly almost like smelling something like strong? I smell them. I'm just like, whoa, like. Is there any, like,
Yeah,
that burn my nose or any-
there's one that you don't even have to put it close to your nose. Like as soon as you open the box, there's one scent really strong compared to the other ones. That kind of like overshadows the other ones.
I'm gonna like sigh and go, just in case, and I'm just gonna go wave it under Nicole's nose and see if it's enough to wake him up, like smelling salts. I know it's not, but
Cool. Roll perception check
D100.
Perception check.
with disadvantage.
11.
Not quite enough to wake him up, unfortunately.
All right, and then put it all away and put it all back in my bag. So thank you. That was very nice.
You want to get yourself one of these, you know, and I sort of gesture to the haversack. That enormous backpack doesn't do you much good, surely.
No, it's very heavy.
They don't use money here, and I have nothing of worth to trade, so sadly I won't be able to get anything, really, well, as long
Yeah.
as we're here, but
All I have
Hopefully-
is this crystal and a wooden tee. That's it. I don't have anything else.
I mean,
I have an axe, but I don't think any of them would be particularly interested.
the only thing I have to trade, I kind of want to keep because I just got it. I hold out my crystal ball.
Oh. Where did you get that?
From the Church of Melora, from the what's the word? Oh, chapel.
Do I know who
Cathedral building?
Melora is?
That one.
Roll a history check.
9.
You know, you've heard the name Melora before, but you're not quite sure what they're all about.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
I
is
got it
for?
to do it. I got it for scrying magic, but I can't use it right away. I need 2 weeks
Scrying magic?
to practice with it.
And on whom will you be scrying?
Well, no one right now, but it could come in very helpful. We seem to lose people a lot, and this way I can find them.
Okay, well. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but alright. How long until we have to go? Is he alright?
Nope,
Who knows?
but that's his problem.
And where did Amaran go?
Probably to just take a walk and just think about some things.
I told you where I was going.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
shops
you went
and stuff.
shopping, but whatever. Well, I'm not sure how long we have left before we have to go and attend dinner, so I should probably get to playing, and I will get out of my seat and take my lyre from my bag, and I will walk up to the people performing.
As you approach, the students recognize you. One's playing the drum, the other one is also playing the lyre. Are you gonna perform, Mr. Monstrum?
Yes, I have to pay for my meat somehow. So,
Oh,
whether you'd like to, form an ensemble, or maybe you could take a break.
it'd be an honor.
That's what I was hoping to hear, honestly. Yeah. So, take the lead. What are we playing? What key? And we shall be about it.
Well, you're the graduated here. So how about you start something and we'll just play along.
Okay. Keep us a good tempo, of course. And I'll just I'll start to play a cheery little jig.
All right. Roll a
12-8
Roll a performance check.
A major. I get a plus something. Oh, also I'm using the clear liar, so it looks lit. By the way, if that means anything to them. I get a 9. That's a 23.
23. Yeah, the two bards in training rolled decent as well, so they managed to follow along quite well.
So it's a banger.
Yeah,
Like,
some of
Connors,
the
like grabs Nicole's limbs and like makes him dance. Like, well,
some of the people in the tavern also start to like clap along and kind of turn their attention to you. Yeah, and you fill the tavern with some good tunes for roughly 20-25 minutes.
Disappointed he didn't have a flute, so we couldn't hit that. It hit the
The
Witcher Gwent music.
Yeah. And eventually, you gather it's about time to go to dinner. Narong, you've seen your father already busy preparing things. He's almost done. Your mother has gotten dressed. She's wearing these white robes. Still very pale in the face, but you've seen her take a potion, and she told you that this will keep her on her feet for at least a couple hours before she has to go back to bed again. She can join you all for dinner. Do we just assume that all of you start gathering at the Fletcher?
Yep.
All right.
Is it a humble homestead?
It's very humble. It's not big.
Table big enough for 8?
They may have moved 2 tables together, but they'll make do.
Not to, shame them off or
Nicole
anything.
is unfortunately...
Nice poor parents, idiot.
Unfortunately, still very much not with us right now.
Yeah, how did we get him here? Just kind of over
Yeah.
the arms and just kind of like
Yeah, I
carried
like
him.
toss him over my shoulder and just.
Wait. Alright, but eventually you all, Bran, you also... Eventually you all gather and you enter the house kind of like behind the little Fletcher stall where there's still a bow just kind of laying there that Narong's father just dropped when he saw Narong and forgot about when he let them in. And you all walk in. You see a little, like, not quite, like, it's like a couch in a way that you could like plop Nicole down on.
Oh, and like when we met Arctanus' parents, I would craft a bouquet of flowers and give it to them as a thank you for having us gift.
I do have to apologize for our friend here. He's
An idiot.
We'll leave it at that. As
Yeah,
I shuffle him under the couch.
Narong mentioned he has a little bit of
Under the couch.
a little alcohol problem. Just make sure that doesn't get out of hand.
It's not. Well,
We're trying to curb it. It's difficult.
I think at this point this is evidence that it's well out of hand. But
oh god.
I'm just gonna like drop him on the floor, like let him roll off my shoulder onto the floor.
Someone just throw this man's pipe off of the fucking like platform just down into the forest, you know?
I mean, he's now on the floor, and being not the strongest, I will just limb by limb, I will lift one leg onto the sofa, then
Okay.
grab the other leg, push that up onto the sofa, grab him under his arms, and just and plop him onto the sofa.
Alright. So dinner is served. You see a large piece of venison kind of in the middle of the table. A large bowl filled with a salad, a bunch of vegetables, and then on the other side a bowl with a bunch of mixed fruits. I asked that one to get us a bottle of wine. Did he manage to do that?
Yes,
I think he did,
I
yeah.
have them.
All right, well, beautiful. And he like uncorks it and starts filling everyone's glasses. Anyone doesn't wanna have wine? Any one of you don't need? We have some water and some juice
I'll
too.
take 2, if that's
How about you drink
possible.
one first? and
Not
then-
that I have a problem, but
Right. Well, I suppose, my son's filled me in of all of your escapades over the past while, and I suppose needing a strong drink to kind of counteract the traumatizing events you go through, I don't entirely blame you. But he starts filling everyone's glass with the red wine. Narong's mother, who you know all see, some of you don't know, but very pale. Fallen in face. She doesn't look well. But she smiles. Before we have food, I'd like to thank all of you for traveling with my son and helping him find us again after all these years. It's been something I never imagined would ever happen. Very grateful, and he also told me of this Elevantir who has done a lot for him, and although he's not here right now, if you ever catch him, let him know that we're very grateful. Right, now let's eat and celebrate, I suppose. And she starts coughing, and it's clear to you all that something ain't right.
something right.
Mhm.
Before we continue, before we eat, I would also like to say thanks to you, of course, for allowing us into your home and feeding us and all that, despite our flaws. And we'll glance once again at Nicole. You have a wonderful home, and Naronk, you have a wonderful family. It's I wonder how you turned out. Just a joke. It's my job. I'm a bard. Okay, it's what I do. But yes, certainly in more way than one. Hopefully, this experience has made Naronk more whole than he has been for a long time. So it's our pleasure to reunite you and to Naronk. And I'll sip some wine.
Okay. You guys have food. Halfway through dinner, Nicole will wake up.
So basically, you take it. Where am I? Instantly just gonna check my bag. It's just like.
Good morning. Want some food? And you see now your entire party and Naronk's parents in the middle of dinner right now.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah.
I don't mean to intrude. After all, but please, for your sake and those that care about you, beat this addiction. It's not good.
I'm just gonna go, yeah, Nicole, and then drink my wine.
Just gonna-
Tinted
oh,
eyebrow
Nicole's-
wine.
Any water for the Dragonborn.
And I will grab a bottle of wine and pour myself a glass.
Not today, I suppose. All right, well, feel free to take what you want.
Some good. What? How much is left of the food? Quite a bit.
There's enough. There's enough for you. Yeah.
There's enough for me.
Am I wrong in making sure that I specify that there's enough for Nicole? Right.
Table manners, Nicole. Come on now.
Oh, sorry. No, I'll do it now. Kind of has that really awkward, just kind of looking up and not looking at anyone in the eye, just head down, just keeping himself to
Just a
After-
foreshadowing that this episode is going to be called Nicole learns how to use cutlery.
He knows how to use cutlery. You just grab
Cutlery?
your hand by the... Shut the fuck up!
You
I
just
get
take
shit
the
on for
forks
fucking
to your
Police
fingers.
me,
Yeah. Yeah. Put out my claws.
Anything you guys wish to discuss during dinner?
At some point, I'll ask Naronk's mom, just excuse me, you don't have to answer because it's a very
personal question, and I don't mean to be rude, but just in case I can help. I know a little bit of healing magic, and if you maybe just aren't feeling so great, I can maybe try and help. I couldn't help but notice you coughing throughout the meal.
I've been ill for a while now, and strongest clerics and druids in our humble little town have tried, and no one really knows what's wrong with me. I have about a year or two to live, I think, and then be over, and now that united with my son, okay with that.
Well, I mean, it can't hurt to try if you wanted to. I know other people who probably have much more experience have checked, but just in case, because not from here, maybe our magic's different. I don't know.
I think I'm alright. Thank you, though.
Okay.
I don't mean to be rude, but
Oh no.
I need to get back to bed. I'm getting quite tired, and my arms and legs are starting to hurt. Naronk, before you leave, come see me one more time, please. I don't know what your plans are, but I'd like to. If you intend to go, I'd like to see you one. She goes upstairs while the rest of you are finishing up dinner as well.
I'm just gonna slide some like a little sachet of tea to Naronk. You should make that for her. It'll help her sleep, and it helps with muscle aches. You could bring it to her.
Thank you, Trin. Appreciate that. I guess I'll get up to make the tea.
Okay. You guys sticking around after you're done eating? Anything you want to discuss with maybe Naronk's dad? Anything you to do before dinner's over?
So, do you have any baby pictures of Naronk?
What's a picture?
Portraits.
Well, funny you mention it. We do have. Don't mean to embarrass you, Naronk, but it's not quite a portrait, but a drawing Naronk made when he was very young. Of us three.
Love to see that.
That would be amazing.
And he goes to one of the drawers and takes out this like heavily colored piece of parchment, kind of like curling on the edges, showing that it's an old piece of paper. Yeah, and he shows it to you. It's just this very basic, like, kid's drawing of Mummy, Daddy, and Naronk, pretty much.
It is
So sweet.
adorable. Look at just didn't realize you're so talented. Wrong. Ah, at such a young age.
Truly an artist among us.
I'm just gonna go take that tea to my mom now.
Okay.
No.
I will
Mummy,
ask,
Daddy, and Naronk.
I'll ask the group. Like, so how long was I?
About 3 hours.
Cool. I just
The guy thought you was stupid.
Anything fun happen, or?
no. Not. I'm
Just lost time?
Just gonna step out. I'll back in a second. I'm just gonna step outside, clear my head a little bit.
Before he goes, I'm like, just so you know, they say one of the signs that something's actually becoming a problem is when you start to miss important family occasions.
Can I insight check that? Like, I'm just gonna
Insight
step
check,
outside.
Nicole?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Haha.
Nicole rolled deception or persuasion. Don't tell me which one.
He's got no luck.
16.
I mean, 13.
13. Nicole?
I'm going to go step outside.
Okay.
Clear my head.
Alright. There you go.
Any like gutters or like places that aren't just a fucking street, like an alleyway, something wave?
Not really.
A very large drop.
There's a very large drop. That's about as close to
Oh,
a
there's a large
gutter as you
trolley off
get.
the edge.
Yeah, there's like a there's a pretty good fortified balustrade, but there is a large drop that goes down into the forest.
I will take the rest of the packs of pixie dust and basically like open them and throw them over the side.
Okay.
And like as I'm just doing the last one, I was kind of like not sad, but just like almost lasted. I'm gonna. Is my pipe? Do I still have my pipe?
Octanus has your
No,
pipe at this
I
point.
have it.
Cool. That's what I'll check as well. I'll check for my pipe and just be like,
You notice it's missing.
that was a gift. Shit. And I'll go back in.
Okay.
Over the course of the night,
Yes.
given that in the tavern it's the first time that I think Trim has ever not asked for just a small drink, I would like to make a mental note of how many cups of wine she has.
I just had one at dinner.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough.
Brandon would be fine with that and leave it lie.
All right.
I'll come back in and ask for my pipe. Like, think what you see.
I have it.
Could I have it back?
Give it to him.
And I'll just put it in my bag. Thank you.
All right. So dinner.
Anyway, to the
Dinner
wine.
at this point, pretty much over. Bellies are full. 2 bottles of wine cleared out, pretty much. So, tell me, the Ronk still being upstairs with Mummy Dearest, I'm assuming. What are your plans now that you've, you know? I'm assuming this is what you came here for. So what's next? Or what did he say you were called? The Heroes of Exile?
Back to whence we came, I suppose.
Yeah, he told me about some pretty gnarly bastards you're facing.
Some pretty gnarly bastards. That's
Probably
right.
to hire some more help for that guild hall at some point, I suppose, and see tie up some loose ends.
Yeah, we've quite a legacy, I suppose, to forge. We owe some time, I think, to a city that bestowed us with more than we know what to do with at this point. We have a guild hall, and I think we ought to put some time towards that, you know. And
Yeah, I think maybe try and relax for a bit. I don't know what loose ends we have to pick up, but I think maybe like use a holiday, right, or something.
well,
Just
we
a bit of spare
we
time.
do have some
Give us some
gnarly
spare-
bastards to deal with,
But
of course.
again, I think it's gonna be a bit of time. I think. I don't know. I don't know what our plan. We'll have to see, catch up with everyone, and see what's in store for us. Could be
If
quite a busy time.
Yes, if Narong didn't specify, he might have, but of course, when we leave the Feywild, due to the let's say non-linear nature of time between the planes, we will be returning to the time at which we left. So we won't have lost any time here. But we will have some time, I suppose, to relax and focus on other things. I'm not entirely sure. I think I personally, you know, I wanted to sort of decorate and put my own sort of spin and touches on the guild hall since I was first shown it. So I would love to spend some time on that, but other than that, I'm not entirely sure. I think Naronk might have some things to take care of himself.
Yeah, we'll see what Naronk wants.
Do me
to do as
do me a
well.
favor. Ronk's told me about sacrifice and things he's done he's not exactly proud of. He turned out to be a good man. I want to believe that. Just take care of him.
With his soul intact, he's better than I gave him credit for. I think you should be proud.
Fortunately, I have not much to be proud of, as I'm not the man who raised him. Unfortunately. But all that's in the past. He's here now. That's what matters. If you need a place to stay the night, just hop onto the tavern. I think they have some rooms in case you know, husband and wife get in a fight and husband gets thrown out for a few nights. Just tell him that that we'll take care of it. Tell him that's it'll be sorted. Just you know, drop my name or him, and we'll know that my word counts.
Obviously, it's been made clear that conventional currency doesn't really go very far
Very much so, yeah.
in this place. What do you usually trade with? Obviously, you're a Fletcher, but not everyone needs.
I occasionally help the hunter out with you know, hunting for some wildlife. You know, when I'm not fletching bows or making arrows. Food is something that pretty much everyone in this town needs, so that's a good chip to have.
I'll keep that in mind because I am eager to get my hands on a bottle or two of that mead. It is
Oh,
incredible.
we have a few bottles of that if you wanted, if you want like one or two to take with you.
That would be fantastic.
You know, see it as a thank you for all the things you've done for my son. And he hands you 2 bottles of mead, no label. Just say a Feywild mead for now, so you know where you got it from.
Okay.
I guess you forget about it and randomly in 30 sessions time we're like, oh hey,
I've got some random mead here.
Drunk, you go up to your mother's room, hand her the tea, and she motions you to sit down on the bed with her.
Alright, I'll sit down.
What are your plans after this, son?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I need to call in a favor tomorrow.
Favor?
Gotta find someone to send a message. Yeah. I think I know someone who can deal with this sickness that you have.
As
Excuse me.
good as that sounds, I don't... As weird as this might sound, I don't mind being at the end of my road. I suppose if this is really something you want to do, then I can't stop you. Had a good life. Finally, my biggest regret has been absolved with you being here, and all I really wished for, dreamt of my years. It's been a good run.
I mean, if that's what you really want, then it's your choice to make.
Well, I suppose, you know, you're setting off with your friends again soon. Plenty more adventures to be on. If that's the case, then speak to someone at the college before you. That way, they might be able to help you out, and say you wanted to come by for a visit. Yeah, so you don't have to go through what you've gone through this time to find us. Be a little bit easier.
All right, I'll do that.
She, you know, leans up and kisses you on the forehead, and then, very sorry, son, but I'm very tired. Would you mind?
Of course. Out of the room.
She goes to sleep pretty much instantly. As you get up from the bed, and her eyes are immediately closed, and you can tell that even though she has some medicine to make her able to walk around for a little bit at least, it still really takes any energy she might have, takes it out of her. Anything?
Is everyone still downstairs when I get back?
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we should decide what we're gonna do.
I mean, spend the night in the tavern, and then up, and I assume we're gonna go back and check out Kelzir, I guess, and catch up on what's been going on whilst we've been gone.
Well,
I mean, let's go. She got something.
not a whole lot will have been going on since we've been gone. Remember, we will
Oh.
return. I mean,
yeah,
we did,
sure.
of course, leave for what
In,
was
like,
that place called? The Outland, the
Flatlands.
Flatlands.
It's been like
for the
roughly.
Flatlands
It's been
sometime
roughly
there.
a week and a half since you left Galzir last, so it's not incredibly long that you've gone.
Well, still can catch up. You know, we put Matrim onto investigating. And see
Yeah.
if he's found anything. So, quick
Is
look,
Norm's
remember-
dad still in the room?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay.
It's up to
There's
you,
no
you want to
Arcana
do it.
Emporiums in the Flatlands, is there?
Say that
Aren't
again.
they?
There wasn't any
Um,
Arcana Emporiums in the Flatlands, was there?
We didn't stop by any
remember
major
being in
cities, as far as I know. We stopped
You
by like.
stopped in Ladderfall, which is a pretty big city.
Oh,
I don't think they had any magic shops or anything.
Let
We
me
didn't
check
look.
for
I
you.
feel like there
you didn't.
was,
You didn't really
but-
look. I don't remember.
yeah. As far as I knew,
some reason I thought
Ladderfall
there
was
wasn't one.
like a street with a tavern and a keep. So
Yeah, like, we didn't.
yeah, we
look,
saw
didn't-
very little of Ladderfall.
We didn't really look at that before.
Maybe it's the other town I was thinking of.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
Just checking my notes.
No, we didn't. We didn't look for 100% because we went just like tavern
Yeah.
and keep because we were fucking in a rush. So
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So we didn't like. If we did, there was like where were we? Got like. No, never mind. That was. Senegal.
You didn't really check.
No, we didn't check.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't.
I mean, we could have a look for one. I mean, it was a big city. We didn't really have much of a look.
Well, I was
but,
just thinking, like, I should have taken the opportunity when we went to the capital to get some of the stuff that we found identified. I don't
I
know what
mean-
the hell it is.
Dodge, would I know if there's one in Ladderfall?
Been gone for a while, so like.
Was there one when I left?
Roll a history check.
6.
You're not sure. It wasn't really something you kept yourself busy with.
Fair enough.
Manners of the arcane. The only like exposure to magic you had was of the clerical kind. That doesn't really require. And anything like potions and stuff were provided to you by the keep if you were going on missions and that sort of thing. So you're not really sure.
Well, we got some stuff. I mean, are you like just a general plan? Just go in Arcana Emporium. Got anything else we need to do?
I think that's it, because we took care of the were creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we'll rest up and we'll make our way back, I guess.
How many of us
Would-
still have favors with the?
I
We
do.
have 3 of them. That's what I was wondering, is do we use those now, or?
I
You can
have
do.
nothing to ask for.
A big club.
I'll kind of
Well,
look
she's
at my
more of
big
an axe
club.
person.
A big
Yeah.
axe.
I have a big axe.
She has a big axe.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Just a
A really big axe.
great sword.
An axe so big it would kill me. Just holding it.
Another metal arm.
I just don't know if we'll ever be back here, you know what I mean?
That's
Combat
actually a
is not
pretty
for a long
great
time.
idea.
True. Well,
A metal leg.
I'm sure you could ask for near anything.
Yeah, you could ask for a metal leg, Ignos, if you really wanted to cut off another limb.
ask for a way back to Feywild easy. I don't know.
Mm.
That's not a bad choice.
Maybe Naronk, that would be something worth you wishing for, given that you're.
I mean, I
parents
can
are
find
here.
portals of the Feywild anytime.
Yeah. You have
If
that.
it's to be a bit
brain.
easier, then
There's a little bit of fun popping randomly into the Feywild, right?
1,000 platinum.
I think so.
House.
I.
I mean,
I'm just thinking that maybe you'd want to visit your mother, given the circumstances.
I think easy passage here is a little different to easy passage to the Feywild.
Yeah.
Well, easy passage here.
Plus, we can always get some of those dimension pocket portals.
Oh yeah, just snap
Well,
one of
those
those
are
out
good.
of thin air. Oh, you could ask for them.
Mhm.
I mean, we could always buy those, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At
I
that
s-
point, may as well just ask for more money.
Okay, then ask for more money.
Unlimited platinum.
Hey, give me that black card.
Wishes don't expire, guys.
Blank check.
Hmm.
I'm really not sure what I would ask for.
A big sword.
Well, you can think on it and just we'll come back.
If passage to the Feywild is simpler than I expected, then we could save the requests
I think-
for another time.
There might come a time where we need another favor, need an ally or something,
Yeah.
It's good to have those in the bank, I suppose. 3 wishes.
True.
All right. Well, in that case, I suppose this will be our last night in the Feywild.
Well,
Back to the tavern for now.
For now, not ever, but I'm sure we'll be leaving tomorrow.
all right.
And I will say goodbye to Naruk's
Yeah.
father. Thank him.
Bid a good night.
Yeah,
to
thank you
Naruk's
for your
dad.
hospitality. And
So it's been my pleasure. Thank you for everything. Nronk, if you do set off tomorrow, come visit us before you go.
Of course. Guess we'll head to the tavern.
Yeah.
when we get
Yep.
to the tavern,
Well, you could sleep in your little race car bed or whatever you slept in. When you were...
There's a
when
dump
we-
truck, okay?
We kept your room, just
What's
left it.
the elf version of a race car? It's like a chariot.
Yeah,
Something.
probably like a
Yeah.
When we get to the tavern,
It's a treat.
yes.
Little bug.
yo, where's my glass of moonshine that I?
That's been cleared off the table, mate. Like you were gone for a while. Like that's been cleared off the table.
Wait. Oh yeah, I got the 2 bottles of mead. Lit.
Yeah, I'll still kind of go to have I never was able to have some of that moonshine.
Yeah, I saw your friends carry you out. I guess too strong for you, maybe. You
No,
want
I never
something?
actually got to try it.
You sure?
I'm 100% certain.
All right. Well, if you say so, big man. Would you want to try it this time instead of
I
passing
mean,
out?
yeah, obviously, yeah. I just
All right. Your friends want any drinks?
I'll turn do you guys want some moonshine?
Sure.
I'll take a mead.
Sure.
Moonshine, 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 mead. You too.
Trim, do you want more more mead? I don't know.
Just some hot water, please.
Just regular for tea or
What are we trading for these drinks?
and I will pass over another sapphire.
Very good. Very good.
I mean,
I say I have 10. I think I've got worth 100 golds worth of sapphire. I've got a
Yeah,
fucking.
you got like a little pouch of them. Yeah.
I've got loads. I've just got fucking loads of these little sapphires.
This is your money while you're here.
This is it. I am the rich. I am the Kigonski.
I mean, I was just gonna make a bet that I could drink anything put in front of me without being intoxicated, but
Well,
You
I
pay
was
for
gonna
it, that's
give
fine.
them a nice little sapphire because they have a gem collection, and this one's slightly cut differently. You see, and it makes a nice pattern in the
I've-
light. So
I've
Quite
never paid
gorgeous.
that much attention to
Yeah.
gems.
you see.
Right.
See?
You lot. Since you're not from here, you don't have a place to stay, do you?
No, I also need a place
No.
to stay.
Got 3 rooms with 2 beds in them each. Should about fit ya. It's really all we have. But in
do.
that case, got any other gems?
I think I've got. I have to look through. Hang on.
I think you have rubies and sapphires.
I have rubies as well, and I think. Yeah, I've got some rubies actually. It's rubies.
Just
Yeah.
give him another sapphire.
No, I'll give him. I'll give him two rubies. that again, like slightly different shapes and slightly different like.
All right, appreciate it.
Definitely. It's like keep that collection going. You better get some more emeralds, I guess. So if I ever find something weird, a nice looking gem.
Keep me in your mind. Yes, absolutely. Right. Well, need anything? Give me a shout. The tavern at this point in time is pretty much empty. It's pretty much only you in there. As you go to sit down, the crazy madman gets up from his table, and as he walks by yours, you hear him discuss. No, Guinness, we've got to take care of the beast tomorrow. We can't go out. And that's like all you hear before he moves
excuse me,
past.
sir.
Yes,
Who are you talking to?
Gwyneth, and forgot your name. What was it? Oh right, yeah, Corinth.
Where'd you meet these people?
Funny story, is it? Years ago, I got stung by this really big bee, and ever since then they showed up and they never left.
So you just have people that follow you around?
You know, you see them, they're just my friends. You know, we're mates. We drink together, eat together, sleep together.
Fair enough. What do you guys do together?
Eat, drink, sleep, shit. Pretty much everything I do, they do too. It's weird.
Do I see? Like,
Sometimes
any,
they watch when I do it. It's a little uncomfortable, but you
any
get used to it.
marks at all on him of like where he got stung?
Make a perception check.
22.
22. You can see in his neck. There's like blue luminescent pulse. It's constantly just.
Does it remind me? Can I make a connection of like a sim or something? Like take the pixie dust, and that was kind of bluey. Like.
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, there we go. Nope. It's intelligence. 4.
4? No.
Ah, fucking blue veins in it. That's a bit weird.
That's just brand.
Does it look like there's still like a stinger in there? just pulsing.
Yeah.
I just like. Have you ever thought about removing it?
What?
It's pretty. You still got the stinger in your neck.
Do I?
Yeah.
I can't see it.
You want us to remove that for you?
I'm just gonna like.
No,
if you don't mind, I'm just gonna like touch the neck a little bit.
Corinth. No.
Oh, sorry.
Corinth doesn't like strangers, so no. Good night. And he trots off.
I really feel like we should help
Follow
that
him?
gentleman.
Yeah.
I feel like he seems happy though. That's the thing. Like, he seems pretty content. So I don't want to like.
That's why I'm suspicious.
I don't want to take it
Made
out
good
and like.
friends through that stinger there.
Yeah.
Though.
What if like we ruin his life or poison him or something? Like that thing's actually keeping him alive this whole time.
Yeah,
you know?
or we take it out and he loses his dearest friends. And
Do I have
Mr.
any kind of
DM.
idea what may have stung him? Like what?
Whew. Roll intelligence check as well.
Fuck
yeah.
this cult shit. Why is it
13.
like batshit crazy?
Yeah. 13.
Why is he crazy?
13?
Why can't he see things? You must know.
And where can I get some?
You're not quite sure, Narong.
Want me some of that?
All right.
Can I make a medicine check to see if in my opinion, it might harm him in any way other than hallucinations? Is it gonna kill
No,
him?
but judging by the fact that he said it happened years ago and he's still kicking and making mead, you gather that it's probably fine.
Till he falls over.
Matthias. Is there anything in your book about like that bee that may have stung him?
About enormous bees? Allow me to have a look here. And I will flick through the book looking for something about some kind of giant hallucinogenic bee.
I'm not gonna make you roll because no, there isn't in the book. There's no passage on what he described to you.
As far as I can see here, nothing of worth.
How strange. I would have thought that would be an entry on a giant bee.
Maybe it's a rare bee and there's only one and no one's seen it since.
But if it's a
Maybe we
bee,
should hunt it down.
if its stinger is in its neck, then the bee is dead.
Exactly. No
Well,
one's
not
seen
all
it.
bees die when they sting you, Iconis.
I think those are wasps generally, right?
What, that die or that don't die?
That don't die.
Yeah.
Not all bees die. Not all bees die.
I
Not
don't
all
die.
bees.
When I sting people as a
Like, not
giant
all
wasp,
bees.
I
There's a
have
lot
it.
of different kinds of bee.
Not Arby's.
Plenty of them are mentioned in here, but no giant ones.
Yeah, but the majority of them die if they sting you, right?
Yeah, but this is some kind of magical. Who knows what the fuck it is?
Mid conversation,
I don't think this is any ordinary
that
bee.
like that moonshine just like okay.
Yeah.
What if it's one of the bees that he keeps?
Trim, do you turn
That
into a
would
bee or a
be-
wasp?
A giant wasp.
Well, there you go then, wasps.
What
Right,
if
But
it was
that's
a
not a
druid?
bee
Unless-
though.
That's not a bee. He said it was a bee.
What if it was a druid
Trim, do you like bee?
in the form of a
Trim,
giant
What do you
bee?
know about
Turn into
bees?
But if the druid bee lost its stinger, then how does that go back into human?
Because when a druid
Noid.
loses all its HP in the animal form, it turns back into the druid.
Maybe we should ask
Wait,
If the
him.
bee dies in the
Wait.
forest and no one's there to see it,
Didn't even happen.
Metagaming Andy over here.
Maybe we should go to the elder we spoke to when we came in.
Maybe we should ask him where he got stung
what,
at.
ask him,
Maybe we
ask him
should
about
follow him
crazy
and
bee
just pull
man.
the stinger out.
I mean,
Maybe
I
he
don't wanna
knows
do
about
that.
Crazy Bee Man. Maybe he knows that
I
the
don't
sting's
wanna-
there.
I don't want to hurt him because he seemed. I'm not gonna lie, he seemed pretty happy. He
Yeah.
Well, let's
seemed-
go find the bee then.
He's making bees, not
I
making,
highly
making
doubt
honey.
that the sage.
I
doesn't
want
know
to
about
go
it,
home.
though.
I want to drink my mead. I want to sleep. And then in the morning, I want to go and see that ridiculous woman. And I want to go back to the land where things make sense and giant bees don't sting people in the neck.
I
But
can't
when
wait
we
for
get
you to
more
go.
bees
I
to
just
guard our
point
keep.
to Gen and I'm like, that.
I
mean-
can't wait to come back to her and her to say you called me ridiculous because she can like see everything we do or some shit.
And then she turns you into a
Idea.
giant bee, and oh god.
And then I sting a
Idea.
guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we have an idea.
What if we got this giant bee to guard our guild house?
What if
Counterpoint.
we don't?
I fucking hate bees.
It doesn't have a
Counter,
stinger
counter,
anymore.
counterpoint. Narunk. This forest teleports magically every so often, however many miles, and we have no idea where that bee was or how long ago it stung him.
A few years ago.
But he might know.
You might.
I don't think he knows where
He's not
he
even
is.
lucid. Oh, I'm going to
While
bed.
everyone's
It
having a
wouldn't hurt to ask
discussion,
him, right?
while you're
Well,
having a
if he
Something like
discussion,
that would be really good to have.
Mhm.
If
I'm
he
just
doesn't
gonna
know,
wild
maybe
shape into a
outside.
cat and curl up and go to sleep.
Trim's listening to this weird podcast that's like bees.
Like I'm just gonna
Where
go
to
to
find
sleep
them?
on the chair at whatever table we're at. Just like I'm just done. Nope.
Oh, fucking-
All right.
Is the moonshine good though?
Yeah, is the moonshine good?
It's a bit watered down.
Oh.
Oh,
Down?
What a bee.
Do I complain?
sad.
Do I complain about it?
I will finish it and
I'd like
then
to talk to
fill
you.
the tank it up with
No, no,
fire
no.
water again.
All right.
I won't complain about it. I'm gonna think about this fucking bee thing for a
Man.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna ask Commander's bee. I'm not gonna do half it.
So eventually, do you all retreat for the night? What's the bedroom situation?
I'll sleep again.
Are there, how many rooms are there?
Three
three
rooms of two
bedrooms.
beds.
Yeah, okay.
I guess I'll sleep.
What the fuck?
I mean, yeah. I guess I will.
What the fuck? We're like best buds.
What's the other two bedrooms looking like?
I was just asking, okay?
I'm assuming that Trim probably doesn't want to share a room with Actanis.
That's what I'm assuming.
So I'll awkwardly invite Trim into my room and
Ooh.
like spend
Poor
10
Trim.
minutes taking off my armor alone
have
and
to
just
put it
go
that
to
way?
bed.
Wow.
Invite
Bran-
Trim into my room.
Bran's awkward. Like Bran's like, you can stay in here, and then he just puts all his stuff off, gets and just straight into bed. No conversation.
No pillow talk.
No, he's used to falling asleep on the floor in fucking rough military camps
Pillow-
and shit. He's out like a
pillow
lion.
talk is Bran talking to a cat, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm still a cat and I'm
Yeah,
staying
like-
a cat until morning. So
It's like,
Mhm.
meow.
It's
All
like
right.
Tico.
And with that, if you all are going to sleep and have nothing else you want to do before night time,
Long rest.
I'm
Well,
very
wake
welcome,
up.
Long rest.
you all wake up the next morning. After a long day, a lot of things happened. You wake up refreshed, Narank. You lose 1 point of exhaustion.
Yay.
Oh yeah, you're exhausted.
So
I'm
you
really
said,
tempted
yeah.
to feed the cat fish, but I don't think Bran would.
When we wake up,
trim
when we
like
wake
that.
up, I'm a person again because it would have wore off while I was.
and
asleep.
we'll leave it there for the night. Yeah, I think
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that'd be
that
good.
sound good.
Hey.
Ah, it was a good session. Thank you, Dutch.
Hope you guys all enjoyed watching and playing. Really means a
I
lot to
want
me that y'all were
Fan
here.
art of King Bob of all the rabbits. I demand it.
Oh my
God
god.
of
the
Fucking-
God King.
I'm not
the
gonna lie.
God
I'm not
of
gonna lie. That
rabbits.
fucking me, Bob. The fucking.
I just want to see the Lion King. Rafiki holding Timber out, but it's a rabbit.
Oh my god.
Hope you all enjoyed. Soko, I hope I did Narong's backstory justice. This is all. These sessions are always.
His mom
Nerve-wracking,
saying that
you know?
she's fine.
Mommy,
with
Daddy, and Narong
what's
through
coming
all.
is just so
Oh, it's a bit yeah.
so
real.
poignant and
Oh,
oh.
Yeah.
oh,
I mean,
yeah, that got me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. That I was like,
so sad.
I was a little
Yeah,
teary-eyed.
I mean-
So, like,
she's been ill for a long time, and now that the one regret she has suddenly showed up in her, or not that Narong was the
One
regret.
regret.
The,
Great.
the losing of
I
Narong,
regret
the
having
losing
you.
of Narong was the regret. Suddenly showed up in her home. That really is the only thing that kept her from like being at peace, and now she is. So she'll chill out, you know, do her thing for whatever long she has left, and.
Apathetic to death now.
But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. You guys are awesome. Risen, thanks again for the raid. Thanks for the follows, everybody. You guys are lit. I appreciate y'all a hell of a lot. Let's see if we can toss the torch over to the stream,
Sage is live for the
Raven.
first time in a while.
Ooh. We haven't hosted Sage in a while.
We
That
haven't
is
told
true.
Sage since she was doing
Since before her
This
move.
is a TwitchCon thing. as well.
since when she was doing Sekiro, right?
Since before her move, pretty much.
Yeah.
Alright, chat, you guys are lovely. Stream tomorrow will be a little late because my sister has to go to the hospital and I have dog sitting duty.
Oh,
So
yeah.
instead of the 10 a.m. start, I'll probably start noonish, maybe a little later. Keep an eye on Twitter and Discord.
Just come watch me play Crosscode and do
Follow
shit.
all these lovely
Weird.
people. They're all streamers. Follow all of them. The usernames are on the scene. Join the Discord, both level select our community and our own. My personal Discord for top memes and good talks. And we'll catch you next time. Have a good one, y'all. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.